there, everybody. Good to see you guys. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot. My name is Ariel, and my hair is a mess because I just did this spur of the moment. I felt like getting a reading out here and doing a tarot and astrology. Well, not a tarot talk, but more an astrology talk today. This is going to be all about our upcoming Mars retrograde in Aries, okay? Um, I talk a lot about astrology. Hello, Colin. Hello, Eric. Good to see you guys in the chat. But, you know, I am almost in tandem, both an astrologer and a tarot reader. I came to both of them probably around the same time. Hey, Amber. But I think that astrology probably was my first love because when I was a little kid, I saw astrology art and I just knew there was something very special about that, about the thought that, you know, our personality or the way that we are, or our absolutely ethereal. I do chart reads. I've been doing this for over 20 years. Yes. And so astrology was something that even as a kid, it was like it resonated with me very quickly. Like I remember seeing that the like astrology artwork with all of, yes, I do ethereal, I do personal astrology chart readings, absolutely. Whenever I do a reading for somebody on a personal level, I usually, like, if it's an hour reading or so, hour and a half is usually how long I go at least. But usually what I'll do is, you know, half of the reading will be devoted to the person's personal astrology and transits, and progressions and whatever is coming up in their astrology. And then also, you know, I'll dedicate half of the reading to tarot and oracle to get the intuitive side of it as well. So I feel like they go together really, really nicely. You know, astrology and tarot, they're very complementary to each other. I feel like the thing that's great though about astrology is that you get very concrete dates for things happening, whereas tarot and oracle are more about the intuition and are more open to personal interpretation. Astrology is as well, but I would say that absolutely, you know, with astrology you have, it's astrotherapy. That's a perfect word for it. You know, my primary astrology teacher was an incredible woman who's still alive. She's almost in her 80s now. Her name was Lynn Hammond Gray. And that's how I really started putting astrology together. I'd always read about it, learned about it. I knew a lot about it from books. But when I met her and she started showing me how to do very precise personal charts, transit charts, that's when it all lit up for me. And like I said, that's been over 20 years ago, which is absolutely incredible. It doesn't feel like it could be that long, but I will tell you guys, it's a deep rabbit hole when you go down the astrological path, because it's one of those beautiful practices, just like tarot, where it never gets boring. You're always going to see things that amaze you and excite you, because these planetary patterns, some of them, you know, haven't played out for thousands of years, right? You know, and so it's really incredible how it works. I absolutely love it. It's kind of interesting. No, today I wasn't planning on doing a live stream, but I started looking at the stuff about Mars and the Mars retrograde, and I just said, I want to talk about this. Hey, Carrie. Hey, everybody in the chat. Great to see you guys. I appreciate you, and thank you so much, everybody, for thumbing my videos up. That definitely helps it get into the YouTube algorithm and lets people know that I'm on, and it shares it with people that haven't joined my channel yet. So if you haven't, you know, I think all of you have already done so out there, you know, hitting that subscribe button, join the Dragon channel, yes. And of course, I'm also into Chinese astrology, you know, lunar astrology, because this is how I named my channel, Dragon Tail Tarot. I am born in the year of the fire dragon. I'm born in the hour of the dragon. So even though I'm super Capricorn, I'm super dragony. I love my dragon side. I even have a dragon voice, which I pretty much reserve for my friends. Close friends and family. So I don't scare them off. But, you know, the dragon voice is just like, that's a dragon voice. think everyone has their own voice. They just don't have the craziness to discover it. But guys, so this is going to be a really interesting dance that we're doing with Mars. We're really in for a little bit of the long haul. It is very interesting the way that this is going, and I'm excited to see so many people who follow my channel getting into the astrology. I feel really flattered and also very complimented when people tell me that I describe astrology in a way that's easy to understand, and that it's sort of like, oh, I finally get it, right? Because that's very much the way I felt when I started learning from my teacher, Lynn. Was like, oh, I finally really get this. Oh. So, the way astrology kind of works. Hey, Silver Star. Yeah, planet party. There's always planet parties going on every night, every day, every moment, and that's what it really turns you on to as well. And, in the beginning, oh, thank you. This is a Rhodochrosite. Rhodochrosite is a favorite stone of mine. It is a heart healer. It's like the rose quartz in some ways, very good for the heart chakra, but it's got a little extra oomph. It's a little stronger than the rose quartz. It's not just about the unconditional love and healing the heart. It's like it heals trauma. It heals deep, like psychological stuff. So I love the Rhodochrosite. It's wonderful for peeling back those layers and healing them all. But in the beginnings, more in the origins, way back, way back. Of astrology and, astronomy. Astrology and astronomy used to be more intertwined. They basically are almost one and the same. Like, it's like one went with the other because ancient astronomers also were kind of ancient astrologers. That's why it's very funny. I grew up in the South, in the church. And growing up that way, and a lot of people out there will relate to this, you very much got the message all the time that, oh, there's nothing to astrology, it's a bunch of crap, or even on the more negative side, like it's actually of the devil or it's satanic or this kind of stuff, which is completely wrong. It's just not. The funny thing is that the Bible itself, flawed as it may be, is full of astrology. It's absolutely full of it. It's full of stargazers and astronomers slash that was always, we're always watching the stars and planets to help predict and understand current and future events. And so, that really, like the story of the three wise men following the star. If you believe in it, word for word, I mean, it's really, they were astrologers. They were using planet movements and star movements to understand events, right? And so that's all astrology is the measuring of energy, the understanding of energy. The stars don't compel us, they don't force us, they don't make us do anything. It's, to me, it's, if you look at any spiritual or metaphysical or astrological astrological path as something that's, giving you an excuse for doing bad things, hence the devil made me do it, right? That is just, it's like, own up. That's a Capricorn. That's the planets didn't make you do it. The devil didn't make you do it. You got to own your own actions. And this is why, like, I always say that, with any reading, tarot, astrology, any of it, you have free will. You always have free will. If you do not like the way that things look in a tarot reading or in an astrological chart, you have the option and the power to make the best of it, because all of these planetary movements, no matter how difficult they may be or how challenging they may be, they all have pros and cons. They all have upsides, downsides, and in-between sides, right? So we can either choose to let them totally railroad us and get run over by it, or we can choose to make the best of it and look at the most positive aspect of even the most challenging aspects, which I try to choose to do. Being a Capricorn, we definitely tend to be more pessimistic. I can barely talk today because I've got so much in my mind. That's my Aquarius rising. I think faster than I can talk a lot of times. I'm sorry about that. So this is really a way of understanding the energy that's at play to make the best of it. You know, Capricorns, we tend to be very realistic, and we do tend to be kind of pessimistic, just the way we are. We're glass half empty types in general, so I always try to encourage myself to not be that way. You know, I try to see things more on that positive angle so that I don't get down like, oh, it's terrible, there's nothing I can do. Um, so let's talk about this, guys, because um, there's going to be a lot of stalling out of energy. There's going to be always a lot of there's going to be a lot of things that get delayed, um, processes that are put on hold. That's really going to be what we're looking at. That's what this dance of Mars and especially Saturn. Those are the two big players to me because that's what's going to be really giving us a hard time, you know, or at least what it feels like a hard time, right? Because there's just going to be a lot of interplay going on between these guys. And honestly, some of the hardest parts of this, or the more challenging parts of this, are going to be with us until March 5th. March 5th is actually when Mars will enter the sign of Gemini. That is actually when it will start making very positive alignments to Saturn instead of these very challenging alignments. You may feel it, you know, building up in February. You may feel that things are starting to just lighten up, lighten up, lighten up. But by the time we hit Mars of 2021, that's really when I feel like we're out of the murky. We're in the clear, as to speak, you know, when it comes to all of this. So here we go. This is the chart that I am looking at. I hope it's bright enough for everybody. Try to get that in the light a little bit better so you can see it. I'm not one of these fancy YouTube astrologers yet that has, like, you know, the fancy light up screen. I'm very old fashioned with my paper printouts and my notes. That's my Capricorn side for sure. So guys, here we go. Here's Mars. This is when Mars will start its retrograde on September 9th, that evening. So there it is. There's that little retrograde right there. You see that little RX symbol, you know, that's on the end. That is the symbol of retrograde. If you don't see that, it means the planet is direct. If you do see that, it means it's in retrograde. So when Mars hits its retrograde, guys, we're going to have about 4 or 5 days where Mars, Neptune, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter are all in a retrograde motion. That will be like time standing still for a few days there. It really will. So, you know, take some time to really focus, reflect, introspect, look at your own life, take stock of where you are, because that's really what these retrograde motions ultimately do guide us to, is a feeling of, you know, reflection. Stops the action for a little while. You know, it's so funny. I grew up, my mom always would say funny things like, stop the world, I want to get off. Stop the world, I want to get off. Because it's moving too fast, right? So, you know, these retrogrades give us that feeling of, you know, slowing down, taking a break, letting it be. And I think for a long time, you know, the way that the corporate world and all of that works, it's, you know, that masculine energy, that aggressive forward energy, we never take a break. People are overworked, they're under-rested, they don't get enough sleep, everyone's stressed out. And so the sad thing is, the tough side of this is when they do get a break, or then when they are made to slow down, they feel stressed out even about that. Because they're so used to being on this endless hamster wheel that they don't know how to slow down anymore. And they feel guilty about taking a break. They feel guilty about getting that extra sleep. So it's really, you know, all of this is, yes, I mean, the feminine energy is here to kind of come in and say, hello. Mother Earth is like, y'all, if you won't sit down, I will make you sit down. So when I talk about Mars going retrograde, one of the first things that I always think about is my old teacher Lynn saying that Mars in retrograde behaves like Venus. It's more feminine energy, right? So, you know, it's all about that feeling. When Mars is in retrograde, it's our big activator. It's our little fire starter. It's that aggressive masculine energy in action, taking a break, you know. For 2 months, it sits back. It sits back and it says, okay, things are going to be a little more relaxed, a little more gentle. People won't be quite as rude. They won't be making such of a push. The only thing that you're going to be dealing with is because people do feel that energy of having to sit down and having to relax, that they may get even more stressed out and may take even more impulsive action and force the action because they don't feel the momentum is there behind them. And that won't work out well. It just will not work out well. And the biggest reason for that is Saturn is in this square, which you can see. Check out the lines. This is the square, 90-degree angle. When you have a square going on, it can create friction and challenge and having to stop, having to sit and relax. So when it's sitting square Saturn, Saturn is our little old, man. Saturn is the lord of time. It's a karmic time lord. When you think about the artistic depictions of Saturn, it's the old man with the long beard, and the hood. He kind of looks like the guy, the hermit, in the hermit card of the tarot. And he's holding the scythe, for the harvest, cutting through, the timing is right, That's why Capricorn energy, Saturn energies. I just did a Black Roseism. She always says energies. I just did it. I didn't mean to. But that, that energy is all about timing. It's not about rushing the process. It's about planning ahead, looking ahead, being wise about what you do. At the same time, Saturn is hooked up with Pluto right there, our Scorpio planet. So we are having a huge transformation, a huge rebirth and regeneration when it comes to the things of Capricorn. And Capricorn is all about big business, big banks, big money, higher career, bigger ambitions, the public image. Have you noticed what's been happening since Pluto went into Capricorn in 2007? Have you noticed? I'm just going to say, I'm not going to get political, but I'm just going to say, have you noticed what's happening in the world? So when these two hook up, which, they have been for the last couple of years, we really see the strong karmic cycles at work and at play. What you have sown, you will reap. And so it's all about that, guys. The good thing that I will say, we do have Jupiter here. When Jupiter and Pluto hook up, this is what they many times call the kingmaker, right? This gives such power and rulership and positive movement forward. It creates a very powerful dynamic. So y'all can see that. These three traveling along is absolutely intense, amazing, powerful. It scours us to the very roots of our soul. Anything that is not meant to be there, after that transit is done, you will definitely feel a lifting. There is a heaviness, of course, because Capricorn energies are heavy. They deal with tradition. They deal with the way things have always been done, and that's why you start to feel these old traditions starting to come loose from their moorings. That's why these old foundations are starting to shake. That's why things that, it's just always been done that way. And we're questioning, well, why has it been done that way? And who's gained from it? Once all of this Capricorn energy goes into Aquarius, right, it creates that great awakening of saying, we've got to return the power to the people. But first, we've got to identify who holds the power in the first place. And so that's why we have all this happening. It's pretty intense. The beautiful thing, too, that I will say, check out Neptune. And this is the feminine power right here. She's been in Neptune. I would say, when did that shift? Somebody can tell me exactly. I didn't write that date down. I believe it's been about 7 or 8 years. It's been a little while because Neptune's a slow mover just like Pluto. It's our second slowest in orbit around the Earth. So this being in contact, however, with all this Capricorn is creating a sextile. A sextile is a very positive aspect, guys. It does create a very open, opportunistic flow of energy. So the really beautiful thing that happens, even though we're identifying all this, very intense power, who holds the reins of power, and so these opportunities to get more compassionate, to get more caring, and empathize with others' pain and situations, that is definitely coming up where everybody's starting to realize, you know what, we're all in this boat together. We're all in this together. Okay, so it has been, yeah, it's been about 8 years. Yeah, February 12th, 2012. Thank you, Jacqueline. That's when Neptune went into Pisces. So it's a long, long transit. Oh, it's okay. It's off by a few days. That's all right. That's all right. So what I want to talk about too is is going to be the dance in the direction of Mars, and why this is all coming together the way it is at this time. So Mars sitting here in its retrograde point. I'm going to try to see this from backwards here. It will start going retrograde, and it will push back all the way to November 14th, and it will be at 15 degrees of Aries. Starts out at 28 degrees, will push back to 15 degrees of Aries over the next 2 months. So for November 14th, 15th, that's when Mars will turn direct. So then it goes all the way back, then it starts making its way back down, right? So it takes a little time for it to get back to the same point that it was in when it went to that retrograde. And so January 7th, 2021, just a couple days after Mars returns to the point it went retrograde, it will move into the sign of Taurus. Now, Mars is not very well expressed in the sign of Taurus, and I'll tell you why. Taurus is a slower mover. It is. It is steady as she goes. It's an earth sign. It's a stubborn sign. Anybody that's ever dealt with a Taurus or has Taurus energy in their chart knows that. They don't like to make big moves without planning, and they like their comforts, and they like their habits, and once they get into a habit or a routine, they don't always want to change it up. So the biggest reason that will be tough, Mars in Taurus, is because by then, guess what? Saturn and Jupiter will both be in Aquarius by the time Mars goes into Taurus. Taurus and Aquarius square each other. And so that is a challenged energy, just like Aries and Capricorn are squaring each other. So we are very much in a long haul of Mars squaring Saturn and squaring Jupiter. Yeah. That's why I'm saying, guys, that by the time Mars goes into Gemini on March the 5th, Gemini and Aquarius, guess what, are in great harmony together because they are air signs. They're air signs. So once Mars goes into Gemini on March 5th, that's going to feel a whole lot better for us. Not only that, but when I look at my little astro planner, and everybody who's a student of astrology or just wants to understand moon cycles, everybody should have this or something like this. I'm not getting paid by Llewellyn to say I like this book. I've just been buying this one for about 10 years or so. There was a different one I used to get, but they went out of business. They were a really good guide. But this is a great little book. It gives you, each day it'll show you where the moon phases are, what the planets are doing. Some planets doing something every day, just like Amber says. And so what you can clearly and easily see here in this book, see all the shaded sections? All the shaded sections, guys, are the retrograde planets that we have right now. There's that little peak of time. There it is, where all this is retrograde. Look at that, right? Okay, so that is our month right now in September. But by the time we get to the beginning of the year, look at what happens when we get to March, y'all. Look at that. Boom. Clear. Mars is going to be a great, great month for direct action because all of our planets are direct. We don't have a single retrograde. Almost all of April, too. Look at that. We don't have a retrograde starting until the end of April. And for all my beautiful Scorpios out there, I want to point out as well that Pluto goes direct on October 4th, guys, after your 5-month retrograde. So that's when our Scorpions really get started. We love it. You know, so slowly but surely we're going to start coming out of those retrograde patterns. But that's our astrology going forward with Mars. I would say that absolutely this is going to be a time that there's a lot of hurry up and wait. There's a lot of feeling like, oh, I had this whole plan for the future. Keep in mind as well that Uranus is retrograde here too right now. And Uranus rules Aquarius. And that's the energy of the future. That's the energy of the forward movement and future plans. So when Uranus is retrograde, a lot of our future plans, they have to be pulled back. They have to be, rethought. It's not that those plans can't happen. It's not that they can't continue. If anything, we think about them even more because they get put into a timeout. The other thing I will point out as well is that when, Mars goes into Taurus on January 7th, there's also going to be about a month of it being conjunct Uranus, right? Mars and Uranus together, that's our fire and lightning. I am just saying. The month of February, especially because the sun will also be in Aquarius, could be a time of great change, unexpected change, a lot of tower moments, revolutionary energy, which is already absolutely heating up in the world. I don't say any of this stuff to try to freak people out or scare them or make them go, oh no, what's coming, or stir up political crap. I don't do it for that. But to me, it's just good to know that this is coming. So this could be, there could be very strong revolutions. Absolutely revolutions in the making, and there could be a whole lot of shaking going on getting into the later part of January and into the beginning and throughout the month of February. We could see some really big action. What form that will actually take, that is what we are not sure of. And Uranus energy is very unpredictable anyway. It's very hard to actually put a finger on it and say, well, this is exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, corporate corruption. Any kind of corruption. And the interesting thing, with Pluto going direct, and of course the next sign that Pluto will be in is going to be in Aquarius. That's why so much corporate corruption has been getting revealed. Oh yeah, that's why it's been happening. Pluto went into Capricorn in 2007. That's when, we had our housing market burst. All these things started coming apart. And Pluto clears the way because Pluto energy is Scorpio energy, and it pulls back the secrets, the layers. It reveals the things which have been hidden. And the last time that Pluto was in Capricorn was during the 1700s, French and American Revolution times. Yeah. So we're back in that energy, guys. We're back in that energy, whether we like it or not. And that's why we're seeing what we're seeing. That's why none of this is much of a real big surprise to astrologers that have been doing this for a while. And there's astrologers who've been doing it, 3 times as long as me out there. So they're all just going, yep. we know this energy is with us. We know that it's been around. We know that it's doing a thing. So this Mars dance that's really coming up over, starting this month and going into really up until March next year. It's sort of like the fuel is already there, and Mars is like, I got the matches, just like Amber says, I got the matches, let's go, let's burn, So we may be seeing quite a lot of that, going on. And, it happens on both the micro and the macro level, right? It happens on both the large international scale and in the world, but it also happens on that personal individual level as well. So we're feeling it all around. It's and one affects the other. Yeah, there is a purging energy to it, Jacqueline. There's a cleansing, there's a clearing. it's really like the decks are being cleared for new action, you know. Hey, V Love. Good to see you. I subscribed to your channel. Thank you for joining. Um, but it's a beautiful shift of energy. I mean, it's like if we're ready for seeing real foundational change, it's coming. However this plays out, you know, and we have the big election in November. Very interesting, and that's happening before Mars turns direct. Mars is going to be retrograde still during that. Oh, it's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be interesting. I don't even know what to say about I'm getting my popcorn ready. That's what we'll do with some of that fire. We'll pop some corn, throw some butter and salt and caramel on that stuff, and munch. That's what we'll do. But I would say, you know, the biggest and best thing, yeah, hang tight, everyone. It's coming. One of the best things that everybody can do is to just relax as much as possible, as often as possible. It is time to relax. Yeah, Jacqueline, you're like Olivia Pope from Scandal with her popcorn and wine. That's what that makes me think of. Yeah, I mean it's a time to definitely be good to yourself, be good to each other. You know, just bring the positivity as much as you can. Because a lot of things are going to feel very hard. A lot of things are going to, even if it's not an actual crisis that you're facing, it will feel like crisis because, you know, Mars and Pluto together, they feel like pressure. They feel like crisis. It feels like, oh my God, what's happening? Even if it's, you know, just the feeling of it. And a lot of times, really poor action is taken out of a feeling of crisis or duress. So don't let the stress, don't let the pressure get to you on that personal level where you can't be good to yourself and can't do the things that you need to do. Because the more that you do that, the better. Yes, margarita time, silver star, yeah. For me, it's tea and chocolate and melatonin. And sea salt bubble baths and doing lots of yoga, physical exercise that isn't dangerous. I would say, right? Physical exercise is very, very good, but don't go bungee jumping or testing your metal too much because that kind of thing, again, when Mars and Saturn are in a face off, when Mars and Pluto are in a face off, there is definitely that potential for danger, injury, head injuries, especially because Mars rules the head, Aries rules the head. You know, so don't go biking without your helmet. Don't do things like that. Do physical activity that is more gentle on your body and helps you have physical body mind connection and awareness. Yoga is perfect. Walking, good cardio, you know, stretching, you know, kind of that gentle resistance strength training. That's good stuff to do with Mars energy. So guys, I am going to do a little personal mini read for each sign now. We're going to get into that. Oh, Jacqueline, yeah, the Scorpio had to go there. Yes, sex included. That yes. Scorpio has to bring that up. She's like, I can think of some physical activities. little devil horns come up. Oh, it's fine with me. That's passion. That's loving. That's good. That's a good way to get it out. Very, very positive. Positive directive energy. Yes, very much. Yeah, versus yes, please. All right, guys. So now we're gonna do a little mini read for each. Fire Dragon was on. Thanks, Silver Star. I'm so glad you're in here with us. I had no idea how many people were gonna join or not. I just, you know, went for it because I just felt the pull, felt the energy. And I think my mom is out there mowing the grass. So I apologize if we have the symphony the symphony for dragon and lawnmower going on. Yeah, that's what we've got going tonight. Here she comes. Here she comes. Yes, my 79-year-old mother, Capricorn, with a Taurus moon. Oh, thank you, Colin. Thanks for the blessing. I really appreciate that. Yep, she's out there mowing the grass. And she always, my mom is like, she is a true Capricorn. She just doesn't age. And she ages in reverse. So she's almost 80 years old. But she acts like she's 20. And she's out there with yeah, she's freaking mowing the lawn. I told her I would do it, but she's just like, I'm going for it. Like, come on. She's like, how many 79-year-old women do you know that are out there mowing their grass? I'm like, none. It's like all the other old ladies are in the neighborhood getting like the young kids to mow the lawn, and my mom is out there mowing the lawn. She rocks. My mom rocks. One day I'm going to get her on the channel, and you guys will die. She is so funny when I talk astrology with her. She's like, my planets in what house and where? I don't remember any of this, Ariel. She never remembers it. Oh, I have to remind her every time. Every time. Oh my God. All right, guys. So let's get into it. I'm going to do some cards. I know, it's the Capricorn rocking it. You just wait. I'm going to be the same. Rock and roll grandmas. Even though I don't have kids, so I won't technically be a grandma. Oh yeah, I'd like to have Amber read my mom's chart. My mom is a Capricorn sun in the 6th house of Virgo, with Taurus moon and Leo rising, with Pluto on the rising. So she's got that Scorpio kick to the rising. It's really intense. And she's got Mars conjunct Venus in Sagittarius. So she can be really silly, but also really like serious and fussy. Like she's got that Virgo fuss. I tell her that fussiness is her superpower, and she never knows how to take that. I'm like, Mom, you can basically talk anyone. She can fuss anyone into doing whatever she wants them to do. Because she'll just do that whole like, oh, I don't want to bother you, but, you know, I saw you out here and I wondered if you could help me. And she just go and go and go. And before you know it, she has talked them into anything. And I'm like, they need to put my mom in the freaking, like, charge of something in the government, because she could, like, negotiate peace. People would just be like, okay, we'll give her whatever she wants. Just make her stop talking. She could get anything she wants. She's like a blender. Me and my dad, my beloved dad, who I wish was still in the 3D, but he's in the 5D. There's my sweetheart. There's my dad. But we used to joke. I told my mom, I told my dad that my mom is like a blender, and she has different fuss settings. You know, sometimes she's on chop, sometimes she's on blend, sometimes it's like it's really bad and she's on ice crush. And I remember one time, I was coming home and my dad was walking out of the house. And as he's coming out of the house, I could just tell that he'd really been in it, like, with my mom. Like, he'd really been going through it with my mom. And he was just kind of like, oh, you know, like it had been a long conversation. And I said, so what setting is she on today, Dad? Blend or chop? And he just says, chop! And he keeps walking. It was so great. Yeah, there's my mom and me as a little bitty dragon there, having a birthday cake. This was probably a cake for my dad, because it was, you know, my dad's birthday wasn't that far away from mine. But that's me and her way back in the dragon days, the early days of the dragon. That's us. She honestly doesn't look a whole lot different than she does in that picture, funny enough. So guys, let's start this. I'm gonna do a thing here. Yes, she does. She really looks like my sister. Like their bone structure is identical. Like it's really funny. Um, I look a lot like my great aunts too on my mom's side. It's funny. We have some real interesting stuff in the family, but so what I'm going to do for the readings for each sign on this is I'm just going to go through, I'm going to mostly do Oracle. I'm not doing a ton of tarot. I want to get some just intuitive messages about what this Mars retrograde and, you know, Mars transit is going to feel like for you, mean for you, what the biggest focuses are, you know, all that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and get into that. I'm gonna start with some tuning forks, and we're gonna burn some things. I know Amber's ready for that. Amber's really ready for the fireworks. One day I'm gonna need to light a sparkler on this channel. She's gonna be like, yeah. So let's get a little sage. We're gonna start with a little of that. That going. With the sage these cards, get them going. Yeah, got a little spray going on here too. And I'm gonna let's do some sweetgrass. Just calling all our guides and guardians, anybody that's got anybody they want to reach out to. I always reach out to my dad, my grandparents, great-grandparents, all those ancestors. They're all hanging out for us, guys. They're all over there. Whether we've met them in the 3D or not, you know, they're with us. And they're there for us. Always. Always got to reach out to them. Alright, so let's get some tuning fork action on this. Get some sound vibration. So yeah, singing bowls are amazing. Singing bowls are amazing. So tonight I've got the earth, we've got the sun, and we've got the vibration of Mars. And I played these together just before we start, and they feel so good. Oh my god, these feel amazing together. So these are the, you know, the vibrations of these planets in orbit and the sonic vibrations they emit. It's funny that, you know, again, the music of the spheres is referenced in the Bible and in old hymns and things like that. Yeah. And it's kind of funny that a lot of people that are super conservative or religious might think that this is really woo-woo, but it's like, it's in your book. It's in your book, guys. The music of the spheres. The planets create sound in orbit. And so here's a couple of them. So here's the Earth, here's the Sun, and here's Mars, just to get us in tune with the vibe here. Ooh. I love the way it feels. Amazing. Good stuff. Really, really, really good stuff. The lowest frequency is actually the sun. The sun is the lowest. The sun is the lowest vibration. Hey, Ms. Mindful. Also good to see you, my darling. Good to see you, Jules. If y'all haven't checked out Ms. Mindful, check out her channel. Go subscribe to her. She needs more followers, and she's a wonderful lady. And she's got more good stuff on the way for her channel. So yeah, definitely check her out. She's a great little lady out there. She's an awesome Aquarius, rocking it out. Yeah. All right, so let's start with Aries. Let's start with Aries, and I'm going to do a couple different things. We're going to do a major arcana to represent your energy through this Mars retrograde, what you're going to be feeling, what your main focus will be on. We're going to do a numerological card that's going to give us a key word for what your personal development and goals are going to be focused on. And I'm going to use my planet cards, my planet oracle with the planets, the house, and the sign to see which sign, planet, house are going to be the biggest focus. And we're going to get an intuitive message from our Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. So let's do this. I can't wait, guys. Let's see what comes out. I felt really, really guided to do this today, so I'm excited. All right. Dear angels, guardians, guides, spirits, ancestors, Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, all of our saints and angels that are with us in attendance, all our passed on loved ones who are with us. Let's get some messages for all 12 of our beautiful zodiac signs around this Mars retrograde that will be happening in Aries. Let's see what comes up. So Aries, we're going to start with you. Aries, this is going to be a big one for you because it is your ruling planet and it is your sign. So this is huge for you. This is happening in your universal first house of your chart. So it's all about, I would say, a lot of, oh, thank you, Silver Star. Thank you so much. Appreciate that blessing, darling. So Aries, this is going to be, I think, about a lot about recreation of yourself. If you've needed to pull in for a little while and really start to understand yourself and your life purpose and who you are and why you are here, this is going to be an excellent time for that. Absolutely. You will feel the pressure. You will feel the pressure, and you already have been from those planets in Capricorn. So don't cave into it. The biggest thing for you, Aries, is don't make super hasty decisions or movement out of anger or out of stress. Those two things. If you're feeling stressed, you're feeling upset, you're feeling in that place. That place feels. We all know how that place feels. Take a minute, take a break. Don't push it. That's the absolute wrong time to push it. If you do anything during this retrograde, let it be, during the times when you feel more positive, when you feel more aligned with your truth and with yourself. That's when to act if you're going to during this time of challenge. Yeah. So let's get a major arcana card for you, Aries. Let's see what your energy is going to be like. What's your big focus? What's the universe telling you here? Look at that. Aries, you've got the death card there. So that Pluto energy is going to be really strong with you. This is our Scorpio energy. Yeah. This is all about transformation, rebirth. All of this, shifting and awakening. Letting old things go, Aries. You have a very, and the death card, I never see that as a negative. I never see that as a negative. I never see that as something bad or to be feared. I like the scythe, that he's carrying too, because it reminds me of Saturn energy, which is also activated for you during this period. To me, that death card is all about shifting out of old energies. It's all about anything that you need to let go of, Aries. That's what you're going to be doing. So let's get into a keyword for you. Let's see what your special numerological vibration will be throughout this retrograde. I love this deck. I feel like I don't get to use it nearly enough. It's a numerology. If I could say the word. Numerology guidance cards. They're beautiful. They're very simplistic, but very powerful and deep at the same time. Aries, Aries, Aries. adventure. So wow, look at that number 55, the double five, the triple five. You may be seeing that coming up. Um, Five is interesting because five in the tarot is a number of, challenge, conflict, fire, things moving. Five is Leo energy. So it can be that fifth sign. Interesting that you get adventure, during a time when a lot of things are kind of standing still and a lot of things are being brought to, that time of having to wait, right? I like that because it's sort of like that tells you that it doesn't mean you can't have adventures. It doesn't mean that you can't make great strides, but they're going to be more internal. And they're going to be those of psychological and emotional healing and rebirth with that death card connection. Um, Beautiful. I like it. And once we get into the end of the year, Aries, you're definitely going to feel a shift up from this. It's not going to stay in that stuck way forever. So let's get a zodiac sign card for you. Let's see what sign may be coming through strongest for you to focus on and what you will be feeling. So Virgo energy comes up. Wow, Aries. So you will be feeling that energy of Virgo. Interesting because we've got Scorpio from the death card and we got this Virgo energy, and those two together are very powerful because they're all about healing. So Aries, this is going to be a healing retrograde for you. And it's really better to approach it like an adventure or like something to be kind of excited or looking forward to instead of going, oh man, now I got to do all this. This is healing work from the inside out. You may be working on your physical body, your physical strength, your emotional and psychological wellness. All of this is coming up. And getting more organized, Aries. Getting more organized because once Mars is complete in your sign of Aries on January 7th, funny enough, that's my mom's birthday, Mars is going to be going into Taurus, and Taurus is earthy. So it's like you really want to plan well during this period of time. And Mercury is your planet. Mercury is your planet. So thought is enhanced. Thinking, communication, sharing ideas back and forth. It's how you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. Right? It's really a flow of energy. So the more that you talk to other people about your experience, hey there, Beth, good to see you. The more you talk about this experience and this healing journey, the stronger it gets. So let's pull a house. Let's see what area of your life all this action is taking place on. Let's see what we're doing. And it's happening in the 11th house. Look at that. Where the cosmos grants wishes, luck, friends, and social occasions. So it's happening on a very large aspect. Following your truth, following your true energy. You're getting ready for a lot of things transiting the 11th house here, Aries, because by the end of this year, Jupiter and Saturn both going into Aquarius is going to hit your 11th house. This is powerful. I knew we were doing these for a reason. I knew we were doing these readings for a reason. So Aries, get yourself ready. Clear the decks. Heal what you need to heal. Let go of what you need to let go of. Communicate with your friends about it. Talk to people you trust about what's going on within you. You're going to get a lot of guidance that way. This is ultimately leading you to a lot of personal truth. And the 11th house is also the house of the mass consciousness, right? So it's about not just connecting with your personal truth, but elevating you to the realm of connecting with the world at large. So let's get a hero's journey message on this, because Mars is our little fighter, our warrior, our heroic energy. Aries, you are the hero, you are the warrior. You're kind of leading the way on this. It's a lot of energy for you to take on, but you can do it. You can absolutely do it. A splendid torch. Oh, Aries, blaze brightly. Look at that. Could not be more perfect for you and your personal fiery energy. So be brave, be courageous. Do not shy away from these intense energies that are changing and transforming you. This is the refiner's fire that you're being put through. You're going to come out so much stronger at the end of all of this process. So beautiful. Who is next is Taurus. Let's get into our Taurus energy now. So Taurus, this is very earthy for you. This to me is a very spiritual clearing out because that Mars energy in action is going to be moving through your universal 12th house of Pisces, right? So you may feel like you need to spend a lot more time alone, you know. The main retrograde, of course, again, is lasting between September 9th and November 14th. So just keep those dates again in mind. So Taurus, let's get into your energy because this is going to be a big cleaning out for you. When Mars is in the 12th house, and I know this very personally because I was born with Mars in my 12th house, but when Mars is in your 12th, many times you feel like you need a lot of time to work on your projects alone. When you work on your projects alone, you can really hear your own voice clearly. You can tap into things on a different level. Putting Mars into the 12th house is like putting the fire underwater. All right? So it's like you almost have to have that image of like, you know, putting the candle under in the fishbowl or you know, closing it in something so you can put it under the water and keep your intensity because the water can sometimes put your fire out. You may feel more sleepy, a little more fatigued, a little less physically energetic during this transit just for that reason. So it's important that you take time for yourself, that you rest because you will be doing a lot of purging, detoxing, and cleansing, probably more than any other sign, actually, Taurus. You really will be. You're going to be doing a lot of that with Mars moving through that universal 12th house. Look at that. So you're beginning something new. There's that refreshed energy of the Magician. That's your major arcana card symbolizing your energy for this time of Mars in retrograde. And on January 7th, Mars will move into your sign, Taurus, so that will definitely re-energize you quite a lot. That's going to really bring your energy up to the surface. So just be aware of that. You know, if you feel like things are just kind of like you don't have the firepower or the mental energy or stamina that you're used to, don't be worried about it. Don't get fretful of it. Because by January 7th, you will have the fire right back in your hands. But that Magician is all about creating new things and having the power to do it, putting your mind to something. Even if you don't manifest it during this next 2 months, you will be planning, you will be thinking, you will be really contemplating something on a deep level. You gotta be kidding me. You got that adventure card too. Wow. Okay, guys. Adventure comes up again. So Mars really wants us to know that we shouldn't be facing this as like a challenge or a chore or just something to be lived through, right? It should be something that we enjoy. You know, there's joy in the process of, you know, recreation and, you know, retracing our steps. And so, Taurus, it's important that you have things that make you feel excited, that make you feel like, oh yeah, there's something good to look forward to. That 5-5 is the number that's coming up as well. So just like Aries, you may be really noticing those fives. You may be noticing some Leo energy around you because they're the fifth sign. Could be a little bit of conflict and fire because fives always symbolize that. But it's also that spark. And even if you can't physically travel, this is all about being able to mentally, spiritually, emotionally travel. Yeah, if you're a Taurus rising, you're going to feel this big time. You know, it's the same. You'll feel Mars will be moving through your 12th house, Silver Star. Yeah. So let's get into this zodiac sign that's going to be the most highlighted, what your energy is going to be manifesting as for this Mars retrograde period, Taurus. Ooh, yeah. See, Sagittarius. Look at that. So, along with that adventure card and the Magician, there's definitely big things on the horizon for you, Taurus. You will be feeling this. Sagittarius is a journey card. It's a truth seeker. It's a traveler, right? And it's very enthusiastic about the journey. The big thing, again, that I will say, if you don't feel like you can really get out and about in the world, if travel is encumbered or hampered or outright prohibited, it's time to really take the mental journey, the heart journey, the soul journey. And you can do that no matter where you are. You can do that from the comfort of your own home, sitting in your own armchair. So let's get a planet card. Let's see what planet is coming up. What's the big mover for you here, Taurus, during this period of time? Ooh, the sun. Look at that. So your vitality is here. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny being involved, right? So it's like, to me, this is important because this is very fiery. Sagittarius and the sun both coming up. Taurus, this is all about you just re-energizing yourself. And like I said, you may not feel very energetic while Mars is actually in retrograde. So it's really reconnecting you with your essential life spirit. Um, Trying to reconnect you with who you truly are. That's the consciousness, the the mind consciousness, this self-awareness is the sun. So let's see what the house is that this plays out in for you. Ooh, I feel this. Ooh, 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 Taurus. Wow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, seventh house. Yeah, whoa. Um, Taurus, this is strong. Seventh house is our relationships. That's our Libra house. This is marriage, partnerships, whether they're romantic, business, or family. The yin and the yang. Look at this balancing act. So Taurus, interesting. You're healing a lot of relationship dynamics. I got a sensation and I got a feeling. There's somebody that's your Achilles heel. I don't know where that came from, but it's like all of a sudden I felt that and heard that Achilles heel. So if there's somebody that's really like playing on a weakness of yours, Taurus, and they do it again and again, and it's a negative thing, it's time to get rid of that. You know, it's time to get rid of that. That may not be for everybody. That's just for some. Let's get a hero's journey oracle card on this. Let's see what's coming up for you, Taurus. Let's hear your message on this whole thing. Yeah, it's a big time of balancing your relationships and kind of seeing long term where they're going. That's what this Mars retrograde gets into. Boy, it really digs into it. Mm-mm-mm. Like this. Oh, yeah. This, oh. I think this is almost like the perfect message for Mars retrograde in general. Celebrate the sacred gap. Give thanks for the buffer time. Because, Taurus, you're definitely going to have some downtime. We all are with the Mars retrograde. So definitely give thanks for this. Don't be frustrated by it. Don't be annoyed by, feeling like, oh, I gotta wait again. Oh, I gotta, yeah. Let yourself enjoy this downtime. And I'm also getting the message that whoever this person is, whoever this, in your life, that's kind of that Achilles heel or kind of that weakness for you, it really affects your decision making process. It really, really affects that. Like they keep you from making decisions and taking action that you want to take. And that's not for all you Taurus, but it's for some. It's going through very, very strongly. So, just saying. All right, guys, let's get into our Geminis now. Let's see what our Geminis have got going on. Clear these a little bit. Let me do a little spray. Let's do that. Oh, a candle went out. Make sure that gets relit. There you go. You still in there? Oh, did you get sunk? I might have got sunk in there. I'm going to dig my candle out here, guys. Funny that happened while I was talking about Taurus and Mars in the 12th, because that's pretty much what it's like. It's like our fire getting sunk. I'm going to revive this candle here. Save my fiery candle. There you go. There you go. You're fine now. The gems, yes. Oh, my Geminis. You guys have been coming through so strong for me lately. I swear, because I've been seeing, I saw the Gemini constellation the other night. Wow, I felt very strongly connected to you guys. So, Gemini, that Aries retrograde will be happening in your 11th house universally. That is the Aquarius house. It's very electric. It's very social. You may be really rethinking your social circle and the way that you impact the world around you on that larger scale. Just letting you know. That's a big part of what that is. You may be pulling in a lot more and saying, you know what, those people never make me feel that good, and I don't feel good around them, so I'm just gonna exit stage left over here. I'm not gonna be around them. Yeah, you might be doing that. So let's get a major arcana card. Spirit, please, for Gemini. What will Gemini be experiencing through this Mars retrograde, September 9th through November 14th, please? Okay, this makes sense. Gemini, you're already often a sign that goes between two sides, right? And balances between two sides. The Hanged Man is your personal energy through this Mars retrograde. To me, this is actually a perfect embodiment of that, because it's kind of like one side, one thing hasn't completely finished, the other side, the other cycle hasn't completely started. This is also Neptune energy, so you may feel a little confused about what action to take and about where to go next. So yet again, with the Hanged Man, it may not feel the greatest always, because we're in that time of like, should I stay or should I go? Should I finish this, or should I just ditch it? There's a whole lot of that. But the Hangman is also about our personal enlightenment and our spiritual development and growth. That's why it has that Neptune connotation. It's very Piscean. And you don't like that. You don't like that, because Gemini, you like clear, fast-moving communication, right? And this really slows it down. It really makes it a lot more confusing and misty, and it'll feel vague. It'll feel vague even if it isn't, right? So just give yourself time. Again, this is the time where we're just not meant to push the river. So let's get a numerology card for you. Let's get a number and a keyword for you on this. Teaching and learning. There it is, Gemini, number 57. So that number 57 may be important to you. The 5 and the 7, even by themselves, may be important to you. But this is an equal give and take. When I always say, when you teach, you learn. When you learn, you teach. It goes both ways. So you will be learning a lot through this retrograde, but you'll also be teaching people how to get through it too, right? Because you're going to be going through that time of in between phases and cycles. You're going to be letting go anything that's ego based, anything that's pride based. You're going to be letting that go, and do it well, Gemini, because people are watching you. They're learning from you. They're seeing how you handle these more difficult energies, and they are learning from it as well. So let's get a zodiac sign card on this. Let's see what zodiac sign is coming up. What could be strongest for you that you may align with and be embodying, and also could be somebody coming in on the scene that helps you out through this time. Oh, look at that. It's Cancer. So Gemini, Cancer is the sign that's coming up. This reminds you to nurture yourself, be gentle, let other people nurture and guide you as well. To me, with Cancer energy, it's like, remember to eat. Don't forget to eat, Gemini. Don't forget to eat well. Take good care of your body. Get enough rest. Do the things that really make your home environment feel safe, cozy, supportive, protective. All of those good things. So let's get, you might get a deeper connection with your mother or with the divine feminine. If you're a mother yourself, you'll feel that as well, right? So boy, that's strong. Let's get a planet card. Let's see what planet is going to be the most activated for you. Who's the big moving and shaking guy or gal? I wonder how planets feel about us ascribing, feminine or masculine traits to them. They're like, I'm just a planet, leave me alone. And it is Vesta. Ooh, this is one of our major asteroids. So the goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. Vesta is also a little bit like Virgo. It's a cleansing, it's a clearing, purification, taking good care of it, taking good care of yourself from the inside out. So yeah, it's that goddess energy. With you've got Cancer and you've got Vesta coming up. These are both very goddess energy, very feminine. So take good care of yourself, take good care of others, but really create, a nice sanctuary for yourself, in your home environment, wherever that is. That's really what is very important because you're going through a shift. You're going through a shift of cycle with the Hanged Man and the teaching and learning. So let's get a house card. Let's see where all this activity is happening. What's the stage for you, Gemini? The house in an astrological chart is always where the action's happening. It's like the stage. It's like, the area of which it happens on. So let's see what your house is. You got that seventh house. So Gemini, this is very much about your personal relationships and balancing the two. Long-term significant partners, romantic, business, or family. This is the area under which all of this plays out. So who do you nurture? Who nurtures you? If they're not treating you right, Gemini, you might want to be like, nope, time out. Lead by example. If you have a relationship that you want to heal or reconcile, right? Take the higher ground. Be the bigger person. Be the forgiver. Be the one that really steps it up and says, here's the way I want this to be, and I'm going to show you through my own example. Let's get a hero's journey affirmation on this. Wow, I like it. Gemini, attune to the call. Tune in and turn on. Do not be passive in this action, even though Mars is in retrograde, even though that is more passive. This is definitely calling you to turn up the color, turn up the fire, turn up the creativity. Don't be just like, oh, I'll just, I won't do anything while this is going on. No, you're meant to definitely act in your own life or anything. Very strong. Very, very strong. All right, Gemini, let's jump into Cancer. I'm going to use our sun card here to clear, our sun fork here to clear the cards out. Whew. This is fun hanging out with y'all on a Saturday night. This is my goat day. This is Saturn energy. Saturday is Saturn day. Yeah, Saturn day, Capricorn says. Yeah. Get some work done. Saturday always feels like a good day to get some work done. I was like, I'm gonna rest and just do nothing this weekend, Capricorn. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. All right, Cancer. This is probably, you're one of the signs that gets a little more challenge from the Mars energy being in Aries because it is a square to you, just like it is for Capricorn. This will be mostly highlighting your universal 10th house. The 10th house is the Capricorn house. So Cancer, this may be having you rethink your career direction, rethinking your higher ambitions or goals in life. You might be getting pushed into the spotlight a little bit more at work. So just keep that. Yeah, Marigold, if you're Cancer rising, that's where Mars is going to be for you. That's where Mars is going to be, is in that, is the 10th house. Yeah, it's going to be on the 10th. So just remember that. Yeah, you may be really refocusing and reworking ideas about forward movement. You could have, yeah, Amy Lynn, same deal. Yeah, that's where Mars is going to be for you guys. Transiting in your personal chart is going to be in the 10th house primarily. Yeah. So rethinking career, rethinking your higher ambitions. Hello, Murray. Good morning to you from Australia. Well, good evening to you from Atlanta. Good to see you. So you will definitely be rethinking, the ways that you want your career to go, the way that you want to be seen, what your public image is, what that's all about for you. You may be revamping and reshaping it. I can even see where for some of my cancers where you might have gone, you know what, I thought my career was going this way. Maybe I even got a promotion offer at work. Maybe they offered me more money. And now I'm going, I don't know if I want that. Yeah, I don't know if I really want that, right? Those are all things that can kind of come up under that. You may be, looking at a different job. You may be looking at something totally different that you've wanted to do for a while. You may not take the offer until after Mars goes direct, after November 14th, but that's definitely what's coming up. Yep. My hair's all over the damn place. That's what I get. I didn't bother styling it. I just was like, I'm doing a video. Dragon. All right, let's see what you got as your major arcana card, Cancer. Let's see what's coming up for you for this Mars retrograde. I have a feeling it's going to be a powerful one because you are a cardinal sign. My cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. They're the ones that are really going to be feeling this Mars retro. Yep, Cancer, but it's good for you. Look at that. You got the 10th house activation. You got the 10th card of the tarot with the Wheel of Fortune. This is Jupiter energy. Jupiter's going direct just a few days after Mars goes retrograde. Wild energy, isn't it? And the signs that are represented in the Wheel of Fortune are Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. So those signs could be very important to you too. But to me, when that Wheel of Fortune comes up, it says things are actually moving out of a level of stagnation. Things are actually, yeah, it's definitely better to try to wait until Mars goes forward to launch a new business. It's a good time for planning. Mars retrograde is a better time for planning than it is for taking action. Once it goes direct, it's better for taking action. And by then, by the time that Mars goes direct, we'll have a lot of other planets moving direct along with it. So it's really going to be a big shift. Over this next 2 months, it's going to be huge. By the time, Mars is direct, you'll also have Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter are also moving direct during the same time. So yeah, that's what I would recommend, personally. So let's go, yeah, no problem, Marigold. So let's go into your numerology here, Cancer. Let's see what you've got as your keyword and number for this cycle. You can't make this up. I am shuffling and clearing these between every read, and we got the adventure card again. So Aries, Taurus, and now Cancer has got this adventure card. There's something huge about this, the number 5, or the doubling or the tripling of the 5s coming up. Wow. A lot of y'all are planning the adventure, planning the big move. And I mean, you put this together with Jupiter energy of the Wheel of Fortune, definitely having things move forward in a positive light. So I would say, just like Aries, just like Taurus, Cancer, plan your adventure. Don't see this difficult or just, temporarily challenged energy as something to just be endured, because you're going to be learning a lot through it. 5 is also a very creative number because it's Leo. Leo is the 5th sign, and it's a very creative number. It creates friction. It creates spark. It creates that spark of new beginnings. So, if there's a project or something that you've been wanting to work on for a while, Cancer, while you're hanging out at home, this is a great time to do it. This is a wonderful time to do it. So let's get a zodiac sign card for you. Let's see what comes through for you on the sign that's going to be coming up as a big theme for you this 2-month period here of Mars retrograde. Look at that. We have got the Aries. So absolutely, there's Mars. It's in the sign of Aries. That is the sign that's coming up for you. So Aries is very important. It's about action. It's about spontaneity, intensity, passion, fire, movement. It's dynamic energy. Watch that impulsive action, right? That's definitely a sign. It's like watch the impulsivity. Cancer, don't rush ahead too fast, because that is the challenge of Aries, and that is not favored during a Mars retrograde. So let's get a planet. Let's see who's acting out in this drama. I like this. Oh, it's Chiron. So, Cancer. Chiron is a great healer. This is another one of our major asteroids that we have in orbit. It's healing power, empathy, ability to teach and learn remedies. So healing remedies might be a really good thing for you. Chiron is actually retrograde as well right now in Aries, interestingly enough. So I feel that this is a very nice dynamic for you, because we're getting the Aries sign and we're getting Chiron and Mars are both retrograde in that sign. So these are very, very strong for you. You know, think about how you're healing your career. How are you healing your public image? How are you providing something that helps and heals other people? Yeah, Aries is there too, Amber says. Yeah, so it's really about a healing journey in a lot of ways. Healing adventures, right? Adventures and healing for Cancer. How to bring, you know, true healing and peace. You know, Chiron was the wounded healer, right? And if you've got wounds, which we all do, it's like you understand even better. It's like that gives you more empathy, more compassion, more understanding of like, oh yeah, I'm wounded too, so I know how to help you guys. I know what to do for you. Oh, and look, the first house is the house that's being activated. So this is what people see about you and the impression that you give. So, you know, this has a lot to do with your public image and the way that you project and what you bring to people when they first meet you. You're really healing on a lot of levels. Both as your public image, you know, when it comes to your career and your higher ambition, and also yourself, the I am, right? Which is Aries. Yeah, Pisces moon was intense. It was marigold. Yeah. So let's get into a affirmation for you, Cancer. This is a powerful read for you. This Mars retro is going to be big for the Cancers. Oh my God. I love these cards. Okay, so be reborn daily. Woo! Cancer. Let go of the past and breathe in your new incarnation. That is it. That is it, because you are being reborn in some very key areas of your life. And, you know, Cancer, I will tell you, I understand, because Cancer and Capricorn, neither one of us really like letting go of the past, but this is like letting go of something from the past that has hurt you very much, moving past it, growing past it. Powerful, Cancer. Powerful stuff. Wow. All right. So let's get into our next sign. Let's hit that sun fork again, because we are getting into Leo. Hope my Leos may still be in the house. Some of y'all might be asleep, because I know I got Leos in other time zones. There's Lindsay. There she is. Here comes the sun with our Leo folks. Aw. And hopefully tomorrow, I'm going to be recording some readings, some love readings for our time of Venus moving into Leo. I was planning to do that today, but I was like, no, we need to talk about Mars. Hey, Lindsay, good to see you, sweetheart. Aw. Yes, so let's get into our Leo energy. So, Leo, Aries, Mars will be in that universal ninth house for you. I would say that you may experience the more positive side of this Aries Mars retrograde energy because it is in harmony with your fire sun sign. Somebody said hi. I didn't see who it was. Laura Z. Hi, Laura Z. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for joining. Um, because the ninth house is the Sagittarius house, so it really opens up, the horizons. You may be very much like some of these other readings, Leo, where you're really thinking about what's my next adventure, what's my next big thing that's fun that I'm going to do, right? Venus is going to Leo tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So it's going to be big. We got a big month ahead with Venus and Leo. Big change up. I know. I love it. I love Venus moving through the signs. It was stuck in Gemini for so long, but now she's moving again, and it's really a good feeling. So Venus is moving into Leo. Mars is already in a fire sign, so it's very, very nice. Yeah. So Leo, you may be feeling the more positive side of this. Won't even. But you will feel it. I mean, you'll still feel that retro energy, but it's just, it's time to think about what you're going to do next. What you're going to be doing next. I know that on September 17th, Amy Lynn is our new moon in Virgo. I do know that. We got that going on the 17th. So let's get a major arcana card for our Leos. What are you embodying? What is this Mars retrograde bringing out in you? Ooh, Leo, like I said, is very positive. Look at that Empress card. And that's a Venus rulership. So this month, especially with Venus and Leo, you may be feeling the more positive alignments of this, right? Yeah, Virgo moon birthday. That's right, Amber. That's your lunar return when the moon hits Virgo each month. So yeah, Leo, you're the Empress. You're the queen. You are in that rulership place. It's very creative. Leo, you might feel super creative, especially if it deals with things that you haven't done in a while. Like you go, oh, I used to really love painting or drawing or taking photos or singing or whatever it was. I used to really love doing all these creative things. I haven't done them in a while. You may bust those back out again, right? I also see a lot of my Leos really thinking about travel, planning travel for the future. Because Mars being in that house really activates that urge. You also might be trying to learn something. That's very clear, isn't it? You're trying to learn something. No, but the ninth house is about education and it's about gaining more knowledge. So you might decide, I want to take an online course. I want to do something that furthers my education. Yeah. That's like what you'd say, Amber. Some planet's doing something. Yeah. That's why it's going. Some planet's doing something. All right, Leo. Oh, and look at that. We got a different keyword other than adventure for you. We got health coming through with a 71. So 7 and 1, the combination of those or those together single are up for you. So health is important. Take care of your heart health, Leo. Definitely. Always take care of your heart health. This can be health in all areas, mental, emotional, spiritual. And I like the fact that the Empress is there. She's surrounded by, all the good food that we're needing to be eating. She is an agricultural sign as well as other things, so it's all about eat good, Leo. Eat well. Take good care of yourself. Don't skimp on your health. Cultivate healthful routines and habits during this Mars retrograde. If you have really been feeling like, what, I, haven't been eating as well as I used to, or, things like that, or haven't been sleeping as much as I know I need to, this is the time to start doing that. All right, Leo, let's get you a zodiac sign. Let's see what sign is going to be real strong for you during this period of time. You got Cancer too. So look at all this nurturing energy coming out. Health, the Empress. Cancer, mother yourself, Leo. Woo, because the Empress is also like the universal mother goddess. So please do take good care of yourself. Nurture your energy, whether it's physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of that is coming up. You might also, again, just like Cancer, connecting to the mother energy, whatever that is for you, whether it's your actual mother, your own mothering energy, whatever it is. You might feel really connected to the moon too because of this. Ooh, so let's get into a planet for Leo. Let's see what's moving and shaking. And we have Mercury. So this also encourages you to think about what you can do to help and heal yourself, how you can nurture and heal others. Mercury Cancer connection is a very nurturing thought. It's also, again, very creative. And it works on projects from home, right? And that's very much what we have. So, Leo, I get a real blend of like homing energy and also wide broad futuristic energy. It's like you're making plans from home about what you're doing in the future, while nurturing and cultivating your health. Because if you've been kind of beat down, tired out, worn thin, needing to recharge, it's like you need to recharge so that you can make those plans for the future, so that you can take that next journey, whatever that is. So let's get a house. Let's see what the energy is taking place in. Aha, the 10th house. Yes. So, Leo, you're thinking about it, your achievements, your status in the outside world. So, like I said, it's like that Cancer energy is the fourth, the balance is the 10th. So, it's sort of like when you take good care of yourself, when you nurture what you're doing, it gives you the power to take it out to the rest of the world as time goes by. That's what it's about ultimately, funny enough. And some of the things that you start working on right now or start nurturing right now could turn into a real career path for you down the line. Time will tell. Time will tell. So let's get an affirmation on this from the hero's journey for you, Leo. Leo, you are one of our heroes of the zodiac, absolutely. You got that heroic heart. Oh, beautiful. 10,000 angels is coming through for Leo. Oh. So I can't lean. It says lean on your circle of supernatural support. Wow. So Leo, calling in your divine angels, calling in your divine spiritual guides, guardians, ancestors. They are telling you we are here for you throughout this process. Ooh, so exciting. I love that. Love that. So let's see what we've got next. We're going into our Virgos. Woo-hoo. Virgo time. We are in Virgo time. So happy birthday to any of those Virgos out there that are with us or have celebrated a birthday. Let's bring our earth fork. Let's hit that earth fork. Oh, yeah, Virgo moon is here. Anyone with Virgo in their charts, planets in Virgo in their charts. Um, yeah. Let's dig it. Very nice, very nice. All right. So Virgo, this Aries energy will take place in your 8th house. So it's going to definitely be that Scorpio energy. It will be intense. I love that for you though, because Scorpio energy is not that hard for Virgo. Virgo is very aligned with healing, very aligned with, understanding the depths of yourself and really healing them layer by layer. So having Mars go retrograde from September 9th to November 14th is going to bring up a lot of areas that need to be healed, a lot of places that maybe you've neglected or pushed to the side or stuffed it down emotionally. It will make them come up. So don't be surprised if you suddenly be like, oh, what is all this rising to the surface? And because it's Mars, it's something that you have to take a sort of retrograde action on. It's like, all right, time to get some therapy, time to eat better, time to work through all these layers of healing myself. Um, Talk to your Scorpio friends, Virgo. If you have Scorpios in your life, they'll understand exactly what it means. They're going to know. So let's get a major arcana card for your personal energy through this Mars retrograde. Strength. Yes, there it is. So Virgo, it is about strength. It is about putting together those two very intense dynamic sides of yourself, which is also very much that Scorpio house that Mars will be going through for you. So it's really about understanding how to combine both the lion side of ourself, the lion, which is, our emotions, our thoughts, our anxieties, our passions, our concerns, our worries, our anger, all of that, and then blending it with spirit, which is our higher mind, our altruistic sense, that calm, that natural calm that we have. So it's those two coming together. So yeah, you may feel like you need a little extra courage, a little extra bolstering. Yeah, the infinity sign is absolutely there, just like with the magician. To be in the flow, to be in the flow there is very important of this, the flow of spirit. Um, so let's get a numerology card on this for you, Virgo. Let's see what's coming up in your numbers and in your keyword for this Mars retrograde. Happy ending. Oh, so Virgo, like I said, even though this may be a tough cycle that this goes through for you, there's a lot of positivity around it. The number is 93. So, 9 is the number of, completion of cycles, and 3 is creativity. Very, very beautiful. So, there is a lot of happiness. There is a lot of good outcome here because you're really going to be facing down some of those deeper, darker parts of yourself for healing and understanding and rebirth. So, there is, a light at the end of that tunnel there for you. So, let's get into a zodiac sign. Let's see which sign is going to be strongest highlighted for you, what you're really here to learn through this cycle. And we have Aries. So there you go. It is all about healing and understanding yourself. It is all about digging into your essential being here, Virgo, and being a little selfish. But there's a healthy selfish because Virgo, you're a sign that tends to give it all away to everyone else. Aries energy is saying it's time to just focus on you for a little while. Don't deflect it onto anyone else. Don't turn it over to anyone else. Spend your own firepower and your own energy on yourself, your mission, your journey, Virgo, because you need to do that. So let's see what planet is acting in this mix for you. See, look at this. Ooh, the sun. So Virgo, very, very essential energy about you. Very much about yourself because the sun is our basic waking self-consciousness. So, don't feel bad about taking extra time for you. Don't feel bad about saying, no, I can't help somebody today, or maybe I just can't do anything for anybody for this couple months while Mars is in retrograde. Let me just turn within and focus on putting that effort and that energy into myself, revitalizing myself, re energizing my well being. And who I am, who I truly am, and am meant to be. So let's get a house area for this, Virgo. Let's see what we've got here. And oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful confirmation there is the 8th house, because that's where this is playing out. So, transformational area of the life, right? Shared resources, intense emotions coming up to the surface. We also have a lot of, divine commitments and contracts with the wedding bands there in the middle of this card. So, there could be something about, mutual contracts, shared resources that you share with someone else. I like the fact that they get that Mars energy there, because, Mars used to be the ruler of Scorpio. So you'll be feeling both. We have Pluto and we have Mars in that rulership. And of course, Mars being in that 8th house for you, Virgo. Wow, superpower. Superpowered. You'll be doing a lot of transforming through this Mars cycle. That's what I really feel. And it may be something that happens so deep and so intense that other people don't even notice, but you notice. You know what's going on. The people that know you best will really see it and be like, oh, something going on inside you, Virgo. Let's get a affirmation card from the Hero's Journey Oracle on this for you. Ooh, yes! Look at this, Virgo, the thin, thin veil. Oh, let go and let glow. Because look at that. The veil is very thin between this physical world and the spiritual world for you during this time. So reach out and embrace it, because spirit is coming through for you. Wow. All right, guys. We're halfway through here. We're about to jump into the next hemisphere of our signs. Going into Virgo. No, going from Virgo to Libra. Libra. Let's see, we got planet house sign. There we go. Trying to save my candle here. It's drowning in the wax. All right, let's do a little bit more. Let's do some sweetgrass. Let's just clear for a minute. So we go into our next cycle here. Thank you for posting that, Amber. I appreciate it, hon. A little fire for you there. A little bit of fire for my Scorpio. All right, hon. Now let's see what we've got for our Libras. Ooh, Libra. So you are ruled by Venus. Mars moving into a retrograde motion is a lot like Venus energy. Mars has already been playing out in your relationship house, in your Libra house, because Aries is your complementary opposing dynamic. So it's definitely been energized. A lot of your relationships, Libra, are getting questioned. You're feeling more argumentative in your relationships with this energy. For sure, conflict is definitely more possible because you're just not willing to put up with other people's crap. That is really what's coming up so much around that energy. And relationships that you're in, it's like, let's get going, or I don't want to do this. So with Mars being in retrograde in that house for you, I would say that this is definitely going to make you rethink a lot of things and a lot of the direction of which your relationships are moving in. If you've kind of burned the bridge, or somebody had y'all had a big argument, you might be thinking, well, maybe I should call them up. Maybe we should apologize and try to reconcile, or at least, let the bygones be bygones, right? So this could all be coming up for you. But overall, you are definitely going to be rethinking the direction that your relationships are taking from September 9th to November 14th, very strongly. So let's get into a major arcana card for your personal energy through this cycle. Yep, there you go. It's that devil, it's that Capricorn energy, and Mars is in Capricorn. Saturn is in Capricorn and is squaring Mars in Aries during this cycle. So to me, this is all about anything that keeps you in bondage, anything that keeps you feeling repressed, inhibited, trapped. If you've been in a very challenging or difficult relationship that you've been wanting to break free of for some time, this could be the time that you do it, or really make the decision to do it going forward, as well as just freeing yourself from so many contracts or obligations that are no longer in good service to you in general. That is what it's about, and just doing some old-fashioned hard work, because the devil is our Capricorn card. It is. So it is about doing some definite work in those areas as well, Libra. So let's get a numerology card. Let's get a keyword for you for this Mars retrograde. And look at that. What did I just say? Relationship change is on the horizon here, Libra. Whether it means reconciling. Look at that. I mean, you've got the devil, like I said, getting out of bondage, getting out of something that inhibits you. And it's happening in that relationship house. So Libra, this is absolutely about changing something up in your relationships, whether it means leaving something that doesn't work, getting into something that's so much better. But what I feel more for this, and I wouldn't really, I know that's hard to say for Libra because you guys are very relationship oriented, but when Mars is in retrograde, in your relationship house, it's going to make it not as advisable to jump headfirst into a relationship. It may not turn out the way that you hoped. So I would kind of relax that a little bit. But there's definitely something shifting. And it's not just love, because that seventh house, it's all of our relationships, whether it's business, family, children, it's all of it. It's all of those connections. So yeah, put your shoes on, Ampersand. Get ready. Get ready. Because there's things changing in the relationship. If it's something that's been going on for a while, and you really know that there's points that really need to be worked out, that's that devil. The devil's in the details. Capricorn energy says we need to work at this or it's going to end. We need to work at this or things are going to collapse. So don't be afraid to have that conversation, Libra, where you just say, look, I love you, but we got to work some things out, right? Yeah. So let's get a zodiac sign for what's coming up as the strongest energy around you for this cycle of Mars retrograde. And it's Gemini. So those conversations are very important. There's the talking, there's the communication, informative, lively, witty. Use your humor, right? Use your humor to, have those conversations that may be heavier. It's the best way for starting a relationship with, let's see, what did you say? Let's see, Marigold, let me check you. Is it best to wait before starting a relationship with somebody you're already close to? If you can. If you can. With the Mars retrograde, anytime one of those interpersonal relationships planets, like if it's Venus, Mercury, Mars retrograde, it's definitely better to wait on starting new relationships or new jobs or making a major decision, because those planets are more personal to us. Those are more of our interior, and once the retrograde ends, something you got into during the retrograde can change. It can change. That's huge for Mercury. Yeah, signing contracts, making big purchases. You might buy it during the retrograde, and then afterwards you're like, oh crap. So it's like, make sure you got a good return policy if you do something like that in a retrograde. So let's get a planet card for you, Libra. Let's see what we've got as the mover here through all of this. The moon. So there's a lot of shift involved here. It could be around the home element. Could be dealing around, around that. It's funny you say best to stay home. Because here comes the moon. Your unconscious, sensitive inner emotions and responses. So it's like also honoring that softer subconscious part of yourself, really listening to your intuition, listening, because look at that combination of Gemini and the moon. Listen to what your intuition, your subconscious part of yourself is saying to you. It's always like we watch the dumb and the person goes down the dark alley and they don't listen to that little voice like, no, go down that dark alley. They ignore it. They go down there and they meet the mugger, So let's get a house card for you. Let's see where this action is taking place, Libra. And look at that. We have our Gemini house, the third house. So potential to learn something, right? People that are local to you, the local neighborhood, the local community. That's the area that this is going to really kind of play out for you. So yeah, staying close to home, not a bad idea, absolutely. But really listening to yourself, listening to your inner voice, listening to the communication that comes through, because they're talking. They're going to let you know what's up. They're going to let you know what's good for you and what's not. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's get a Hero's Journey affirmation card on this for you, Libra. Oh, yes. See, I think it'll all come out well. We have the Afterglow card. So land gracefully, right? There's going to be a lot of things coming to culmination, to fruition. You're going to be making a lot of decisions. And, this is like, finally, I feel free. I feel set free. I feel like the energy is released. It's a very nice feeling there. I'm going to light a new candle here, guys, because this one is just really kind of dying on me. Let's get some better fire action going. Yes. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, guys. So we know who's next. Scorpio's in the house. Light something up for our Scorpio folks. And yes, thank you to everybody who has been here tonight. Thank you so much for all those who are still in the chat. I really appreciate it. This has been super fun so far. Very, very cool. Love to see you guys. All right, so I'm going to tap these with some selenite for our Scorpios. Hey, Laura Z. Good. You're in good company here. You're in good company here. We got a lot of Scorpios in the house. Two of my amazing moderators are both Scorpios. So yeah, we have a good time here. And there's Jacqueline popping up. I love my Scorpios. Thank you, Amber. Thank you so much. I appreciate that blessing, sweetheart. Thank you to everyone who donates, whether it's just your time being here, money, it doesn't matter. I appreciate it so much. You guys are so good. So good to me, that's for sure. So let's get into it, Scorpio. So the house that Aries will be universally transiting through for you guys is the 6th house of Virgo. I think this is very interesting, because for Virgo, it's happening in the 8th house of Scorpio, and for Scorpio, it's happening in the 6th house of Virgo. So there's a huge relationship between Virgo and Scorpio happening. Not just because the sun is in Virgo right now, but because this Mars retrograde is kind of hitting each other's respective universal houses. Very interesting. Very interesting. Right? So this is a lot of healing. This is a lot of healing for you on a more of a physical level. but also on the levels of your mind, because Virgo is a house of the mind and the body. This is why, Virgos suffer from a lot of anxiety. They do. They go through a lot of that beating up on themselves and overly critical of themselves. So, Scorpio, you may be learning quite a lot about, how not to literally beat your head against that wall, because Aries rules the head, right? It rules that drive to just punch through the wall with your forehead. So don't do that. Don't do that, Scorpio. I would say that if your fears, worries, anxieties, oh, yes, they are Silver Star. Oh, yeah, we love our moderators here. They're so amazing. I can't. I feel so constantly grateful for them. I do. They're awesome. I feel so lucky. um, so I would say that if your fears, worries, anxious thoughts that go round and round, Scorpio, being critical of yourself, all of that, if that's really having a detrimental effect on your physical well-being, your physical body and energy, this is going to make you very aware of it. It's going to really help you get your mind and your thoughts in check so that you can get your physical body in check. It's very connected here. Virgo again is about routines and habits. So if you're if you're wanting to get in better habits, Scorpio, this next couple months is going to be great for it. It's going to be so good for it. Whatever it is, eating better, exercising more, sleeping better, drinking more water, all of that. It's all favored. Virgo energy is also about organization. So organizing is very strong. Keeping things clean and clear and simplified. Feng shui, detox, declutter. You might be literally cleaning your house out and just throwing away anything that you don't need. And it will feel like a breath of fresh air, because that's that action. So it's a beautiful thing for you. So it's really good. It's a really good house for that Aries energy and that Mars retrograde to move through for you. And by the time it's done, we will be in Scorpio season. Isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh, how quickly this year is flying. So that's the thing, right? That's the thing. Keep in mind that even though these cycles feel really long and tough, they're flying by. They're flying by. By the time that Mars goes back into direct motion, we will be in Scorpio season. Almost done with it, actually, at November 14th. So let's get a major arcana card for you, Scorpio. What is your personal energy going to be through this? Your personal theme. Your personal theme song through this Mars retrograde. The Emperor, woo, the Emperor hasn't come out yet for this evening. So there you are. There's your Aries energy. Isn't this wild? Scorpio. Taking charge, kicking ass, and taking names. That's my Scorpio coming up. So yeah, you're definitely going to be sitting in your rulership, sitting in your power. Mars, of course, is one of your honorary ruling planets, Scorpio, so this has a lot to do with you. Yes, Aries energy is powerful in the house for my Scorpions. It's leadership and also the warrior energy, right? It's the fighter, but it's also the leader. It's the most level-headed and highly advanced element of Aries, right? I love it. So let's get into a numerology card for you. Let's see what numbers and what keyword is coming up around this retrograde. Love it. Woo, very bright. Creativity. Number 3, straight up. So that's Empress energy because she's our number 3 and she is our creative queen. So we do have the Emperor and the Empress energy sitting strong here for you, Scorpio. So not only the divine masculine, but the divine feminine as well. And you really feeling, I think, throughout this cycle and by the end of the cycle, you're going to feel much more strengthened, much more empowered. ready to lead, ready to tackle anything, because you're going to be facing down whatever it needs to be faced through this next 2 months. So let's get to a zodiac sign for you. You know, what kind of energy will you be using and embodying? It's Aquarius, so it's all about freedom. It's all about liberation for you, Scorpio. There will be something that you're really freeing yourself from. This is energy of loving, rebellious, idealistic, and technological advance. So, absolutely electric. You will be electric right now, Scorpio, and you will be definitely living by your own rules, marching to the beat of your own drum, very much embodying what makes you a unique, creative, independent individual. If anybody tells you that they don't like who you are, like what you're doing, it's like, pa! You're just going to brush past them. Because you're going to feel like if you don't love me for me, then you can't have me at all. That's the way it works. And look at that, and it's Venus coming up. Oh, she has not come up in this reading tonight, yes. So let's see the part of you that desires beauty, success, indulgence, and valuables. So I would say you are freeing yourself when it comes to love, Scorpio. Ooh, with Aquarius, Venus. And you may be really wanting to express yourself. And if somebody doesn't love you for you, like I said, you're moving on along. You're just like, nope, you love me for me, baby. You love me for me. You and you likewise will be most drawn to the people who really are themselves, very powerfully, very strongly, that know their inner vision, speak their inner truth. Like you're wanting to get in line with the energy of the future when it comes to your connections and what you love and who you socialize and spend time with. So let's get a house. Let's see what this is acting out in. What realm of your life this is playing out in, Scorpio. What a powerful reading this was. Very different kind of energy for you on this. Woo. '11th house, guys. That's the Aquarius house. So there's something very freeing and very liberating, ultimately, about this Mars retrograde for you, where the cosmos grants wishes, luck, friends, social occasions. Your social circle is widening during this Aries retrograde. You may be letting go of people that are not good for you anymore, that you've socialized with in the past, and you're going, no, I found a better group. I found a really good one that's, connected to me. That Aquarius energy, this 11th house, that reminds me of is the star card in the tarot. Like, when you wish upon the star, right? So Scorpio, put those wishes, those wild dreams and ideas out there. The cosmos is listening. This is the mass consciousness. Ooh, Scorpio. I like it for you. Oh. It may be feeling very different because the universe is really pushing you to be more open. It's opening you up, Scorpio, and you may not always like that, right? Because you're like, no, I want to stay in my secretive little scorpion shell. I don't want to be seen, but it's going to be seen, Scorpio. Your power is leveling up, and you can't help but be seen. You can't help but have that light shine out. Even if you're behind the throne, right? You're still going to be shining. I like it because I like my scorpions. You're going to be a glowing scorpion. A glowing bright scorpion. So let's get a Hero's Journey Oracle card for you. Woo. Say yes to your higher calling, Scorpio. Be a human exclamation mark. That is you, Scorpio. So your higher calling is calling. It's mission work. It is. It's that higher mind, higher ideals, higher goals. Touching the sun. Yes. So say yes to it. It is calling you, Scorpio. You are being called upon. Very strong creative energy here. You're going to be leading, not following. That's what I'm saying. Yes. All right. So let's get into our next sign coming up. We have our Sagittarians in the house. Let's hit that sun fork. Let's burn something, Amber. Let's do it. Oh, you're welcome, Laura. This was a great read for Scorpio. I love the energy that came through for y'all. That was powerful. A lot of Aquarian electricity. Electric slide. I like that. So Sagittarius, let's talk about it. This is going to be, it's a fellow fire sign, Mars and Aries retrograde from September 9th through November 14th. You will be having that in your universal 5th house of Leo. So to me, this is also a very creative time for Sagittarius going on in the house. You may be rethinking your role as, what you do publicly. For any of those Sagittarians out there that could be performers, artists, musicians, actors, this will really be a resonant time with you. Because that Mars energy is all about, pulling that energy back in and saying, okay, where do I want to go next? Where do I want to redirect? Sagittarius, no doubt that just like for all the fire signs, Mars in retrograde could be challenging because it will pull back that feeling of going forward and traveling and movement. So just hang in there with this. I know. A good thing is that your ruling planet Jupiter is going direct on September 12th. So just a few days after the Mars retrograde starts, you will get a little bit of reprieve, right? From that. So, Jupiter moving forward is going to help with some of that, but not all of it. Not all of it. So just hang in there, Sagittarius. If you can't physically travel right now and it's really bugging you, it will get better. It really will. But right now it might be time to kind of sit, chill, reflect, think about where your next move will be over this next couple months. So let's get into a Major Arcana Tarot card for you to symbolize your personal energy. Yeah, look at that. Here's that Tower card. So that is Mars, rulership on this card. The Tower is our Mars card. So you're definitely going to be feeling this. Like I said, it might be making you kind of itchy and twitchy. The Tower is all about spirit intervening and taking away things that don't work for you anymore, right? That's how it works. I never fear the Tower moments. I never fear the Tower card because it's necessary action, necessary energy. And so Sagittarius, if there's been anything blocking you, any old constructs that need to fall, right? That's the time, right? It's the time to think about that too, because whenever you get the Tower card, it's like a little heads up that says, Spirit's letting you know there is something in your life that needs to be let go of. There is something in your life that needs to be removed, right? And let's get a numerology card on this and a keyword. Let's see what we've got. Leadership, yes, very, very nice. So, to me, it's taking the lead with this Tower energy. I really, really like this very, very much. Because it really says that Sag, you will be taking a leading role in kind of deconstructing old things that no longer work for you. To me, Sagittarius, you are the pathfinder, you are the pioneer. And so the Tower coming up is saying, Sag, you might need to get out there and clear the path before you start moving, right? I love that. It's actually really nice. A lot of people don't like that Tower, but it's Mars. It's Mars energy, and Mars is what we're reading for here. So to me, bringing it up is a very active part of your life here. So let's get into our zodiac, Sagittarius. Let's see what sign is going to be coming in as a very strong energy for you during this Mars retrograde. Ooh, you got the Aquarius energy too, Sagittarius. Doesn't surprise me because Scorpio had this, and Scorpio and Sag have some things in common for sure. Hi there, Leslie. Good to see you. Hi, Nicholas. Thank you for joining the chat, guys. So I would say that there is a lot of liberation. And you know what I always say about this tower? It's Mars energy, but it's also to me very Aquarian, very Uranus energy, because we have the electricity, right? The electricity of Aquarius, the electricity is in both of these cards. So to me, it's a liberation, it's a freedom, it's a wake up, a shake up. If you have been living a life that doesn't really jive with your inner spirit and who you really are, Aquarius energy does come along and says, let's shake it up. Let's get you back in touch. And that's why Aquarius shakes it up in the first place. It shakes you up and it breaks down the structure that no longer works for you anyway. It never maybe did. And it might feel chaotic and it might feel upsetting at first. But then once the shakeup has happened, it's like, oh, now I see clearly who I really am. It's one of my favorite sayings, favorite Taoist sayings, is the barn is burnt down. Now I can see the moon. Because when the old structure goes away that doesn't work for you anymore, you can see the truth. You can see the moon shining through what you're really meant to be. So let's get into our planet cards. Let's see what planet is going to be most prominent for you other than Mars and Jupiter. But those may come up. So let's see what we got. Nicholas, they know your name because your name is on your profile, hun. So our planet is Venus too. Ooh, so you and Scorpio are riding in the same boat on some of this, okay? Oh my gosh. Sagittarius, you've got Aquarius and you got Venus. So I'm going to say a couple of the same things that I said to Scorpio is that this is really about freedom in your relationships, freedom in your, personal interactions, whether they're love, business, friendship, family. You have to truly be yourself, Sagittarius. And, if you feel like you've been putting on or having to hold back around certain people, you don't wanna, right? You don't want to do that anymore. It's like, love me for myself. Love me for who I truly am. You might want to watch the Scorpio video because our moderators are going to get those timestamps. Aquarius and Venus both come up as well. Yeah. All right, so let's see what we've got for the house card. Where is this playing out for my Sagittarians? Yeah, Scorpio and Sag, you're both being very truthful in love and in relationships. It's the classic, coming out to your family, right? Or telling them that your spiritual beliefs aren't the same as theirs, and having them go, oh my God, it's just all of that. It's being very truthful about who we are, and the people that truly love us and are meant for us and our highest good, they're the ones that are going to remain every time, even if it takes them a while to get used to the new energies or the new reality of knowing the true you. Oh, but yours is happening in the 12th house. I love it. So this is the era of your life that is overwhelming. You yield to a greater cause or power. So spirit is really intervening here. It's happening deep. And Sag, you're usually very joyful, optimistic. But this is that Pisces house. It may be making you feel a little melancholy. You may be a little melancholy throughout this process, not in a bad way, but in a way of the way it's hard to let go of something, even if it's, you can't take it with you, even if you know that it wasn't for your best. It's like saying goodbye to it, honoring it, giving it closure. Wow, this is powerful, guys. I love it. I get chills. I get chills thinking about this. Okay, so let's get into your oracle. Let's get the hero's journey affirmation on this. I love it. Look at that divine discernment. Step back to find clarity. So, yeah, Sagittarius, this is a beautiful timeout that the universe gives us when Mars is retrograde. This is a wonderful, a time of break, of, relaxation. So use your discernment. Step back. Take a minute. Let that inner restlessness take a little bit of a break, Sagittarius, and just be in that divine flow. I love all the purple that's in that card too, because this is that, it's that crown chakra, right? This is the messages from spirit coming in really strong. And the 12th house card that you pulled is also about messages from spirit and passed on loved ones coming through. So you got a very spiritual connotation with this stuff, Sagittarius. Beautiful reading. These have been gorgeous. I love doing these lives with you guys. They're so much fun. And I just feel like all the interaction just woof. All right, let's get our Earth card because we're heading into Capricorn territory now. Capricorn, what's good? What's good? Oh, my goats. So y'all are one of the cardinal signs. And you are one of the signs, we are going to be one of the signs that is going to be more affected likely by this Aries energy. We have done Cancer and Scorpio. We're going in order tonight. So Pisces will be our last sign there, Leslie. Yeah. If you missed any of them, just go back. You can just rewind, go back. Just drag the cursor over and you can go back. Yay! Hi, Veronica. Good to see you. I know, Capricorn. I got 4 planets in Capricorn, y'all. I am super goat. Super goat. I need a cape. Da da da! Super goat. Oh, what's that? Keep calm. The keep calm thing. Keep calm. You have a Capricorn here. It's all gonna be all right. Capricorns are the best in a panic, right? When everyone else is panicking, Capricorn's like, I got this. Yeah, we're very good in a crisis. We are. All right, so Capricorn, yes, you are one of the signs that is going to be most affected by this Mars retrograde because Mars is in a square to your ruling planet, Saturn. If you didn't watch it, you weren't here at the beginning part, once this video is posted, I definitely recommend going back and listening to the astrological breakdown of what's happening with this, because our ruling planet, Saturn, is absolutely intimately connected with this Mars transit and retrograde. The interesting thing that will be great for Capricorn is on January 7th, when the sun is in our sign, Mars will be moving into Taurus. And so that is actually a very positive interaction for Capricorn. So, it does get better. It does get better. But we're going to go through it for a minute here. The rest of this year, goats, hang on. Hang on. Oh, because when Mars and Saturn are doing a dance together, part of us wants to move super fast, and part of us is just like, nope, we got to keep slowing down. So it's always a balance between moving fast and moving slow. So Capricorn, that energy of Aries will be in your universal 4th house. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is so much about home and family connections and your roots and your stability. I can already feel this one coming for myself. Oh my God. The people that know me in here, they know why. Because the questions of moving, questions of where you live, questions of where you're going to live in the future are already coming up. It's very connected to the mother energy because it's that Cancer house. That's where it's all going. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. I hope I keep you nice and grounded. The Scorpio gives me a lot of sympathy and compassion. That's what I need from my Scorpios. They understand. They understand the deeps of the soul, you know, and Capricorns are often very deep. And so Scorpios and Capricorns make a great combo. But yeah, for all my goatees, that is where this Mars energy is going to be happening. It's really going to be the question between like the home area of the fourth, and the balancing act against it, right? The area of work and our personal energy, because all that Capricorn stuff is in our universal first house. So Capricorn, another thing that I would say about that, because, you know, for Capricorn, all of this right here, all, you know, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, that's all in your first house right now. So it's a huge time of reestablishing yourself, reestablishing your personal energy and identity and where you go next. A lot of my Capricorns, you may feel like you're about to start a whole new life, no matter what your age or stage in life is. You may be feeling like, I got a whole new life coming. It's like whatever's gone in the past, the whole book is closing. The chapters are closing. Everything is coming to a completion. Wow. It's funny, you know, it's like I know all this stuff, but then when I start talking about it with y'all, I'm like, dang! It's really heavy. It's really a lot. It's mind-blowing how much Capricorns have been going through and been doing. Oh, yeah. So home, family, mother energy, soul's origins, where you live, where you go, real estate, all that stuff is coming up for this next 2 months and beyond for my Capricorns. So let's get a major arcana card for you, Capri. Let's see what your personal energy is saying. What are you embodying through this Mars retrograde? I like it. I'll take it. There's the Empress. So Capricorn, it's time to get creative. There's our mother. There's our universal earth mother. Time to get creative. Time to nurture yourself and others. Time to embrace greater love. There is Libra Taurus energy in this card. Venus energy in this card. Notice the little Venus symbol right there on her crown. So beautiful. That's a beautiful energy. It tells me that Capricorn, even though this might be some challenging energy, it's really bringing out the best in you. And I often say, like I said, Capricorns are good in a crisis. Capricorns are good in a challenge. So during this challenge, the best in you may very well emerge. You know, it's like you get very creative about problem solving, about how to make something work. Very, very nice. So let's see what we have as our numerology. Let's see what card we've got as a number and a keyword for our Capricorns. Synchronicity. Oh, look at that, Capricorn. 87 is the number. So 8 is about manifestations. 7 is about the journey. 7 is about the spiritual learning and process. So you are learning a lot, but you're also going to be manifesting a lot through this period. Notice the synchronicities when something just comes together very effortlessly or very magically. And when it does through a through a challenging period like this, it's definitely meant to be. If something just keeps lining up and you're like, oh, okay, do not ignore that. Don't ignore that, Capricorn. So let's get a zodiac sign card on this. Let's see what we've got coming up for you. What sign is going to be strongest for Capricorn? What are they really working with? What is the energy for this Mars retrograde? Leo. Oh, so let your light shine. Let your heart be strong. Be courageous. Be strong. Be true to yourself, Capricorn. The energy is dramatic, proud, passionate, focuses on self-belief. It's like whatever you feel very strongly in your heart, don't discount that. Don't discredit it. It's not a time for game playing. It's not a time for intrigues or any of that kind of thing. It's like when you love something, Capricorn, just speak your truth. Speak your heart. Again, you know, to me, the combination of Leo and the Empress. Very creative, very creative. So Capricorn, any of you that have, you know, a creative talent or skill, you may be really feeling this coming up to the surface. It could just be the creative skill of creating abundance for yourself, creating income, greater abundance and money. You know, I mean, goats are pretty good at that. But you may be using more of your creative energy. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot energy. It's very beautiful. I love it. Because, you know, Leo represents the eighth house of Scorpio, of mystery for Capricorn. So to me, it's like you may be able to tap in to the mystery of being happier, of being more optimistic, for being more, you know, like, wow, you know, things can be a lot better than you think, Capricorn. You're coming to the end of a very long, troubling cycle. I don't know if troubling is the word. It's really, it's challenging. It's recreation. I mean, we've had almost 3 years. We've had almost 3 years of Saturn in our sign. It will not be back there again for 30 years almost. So Capricorn, we've definitely come through some major life lessons, major cycles ending. It's been huge. All right, so let's get a planet here. What is going to be our action person on the spot? Who is going to be moving and grooving for you, goaties? Okay, 2 of these came out, so I'm just going to go ahead and take them. They really came out like one on top of the other. So Chiron or Chiron and the moon. So to me, this is very intuitive and it's very healing. So Capricorn, use your intuition. Like I said, don't, you know, when the moon comes up, don't discredit your deep feelings, your deep inclinations, those taps on the shoulder or on the heart from spirit when they say, hey, Capricorn, hey, did you notice that? Did you see that? Did you feel that? Listen to that, because this is the softer side of yourself, Capricorn. It's your unconscious, sensitive emotions and responses. And yet again, it's that mothering energy. It's a nurturing energy. So we're getting a connection from the sun and the moon with Leo. And Chiron is in the mix here too. Your healing power, your empathy. Oh, your ability to teach and learn. Capricorn, you are a teacher by nature. Capricorns are just natural teachers. They're old souls. Yeah. Definitely High Priestess. I love that. Oh yeah, I love that card deck. That's the astrology reading cards. That is what that card deck is, with the planets and signs and all that. I love these because being an astrologer, having astrology cards, it's like, what? Excellent. So let's get a house. What's the action taking place? So you might be healing yourself and healing others, Capricorn. And let the wounds that you've endured and healed from, or maybe even in the process of healing from, let that inform you on how to help and heal others. It's really going to help you in your journey. It'll give you more compassion, more sensitivity. I know you're very, very hard. You can be very tough and very stern, Capricorn, but you're also very sensitive inside. And, you know, instead of always being kind of tough and stern and pull your bootstraps up with other people, this could really be giving you that kind of like, Capricorn, be a little softer, be a little kinder, be a little more gentle in your in the way that you get things done. You can still be tough, you can still get things done, you can still be efficient as you always are. But some of the people that are in your life are going to benefit from more gentleness. It's a good. Oh, I'm going to take my own advice. It's truth. All right, house cards. Let's see what area this is playing out on for you, Goaty. Oh, there it is, the confirmation. That's where Aries Mars is moving through for you, is the fourth house, the home and the roots of your being. So Capricorn, you are really coming full circle with this Mars retrograde. I love it because you're really learning so much about where you're from, what that means to you, how it takes you forward. I started my, session out today talking about my dad. My dad, passed away last, it was, let's see the date. There it is. Yeah, December 17th, 2017. And that was the same week that Saturn went into Capricorn. And so talk about roots and home, right? Coming full circle. I feel like my dad is so much more a part of me. And you may be going through something similar, you know, with either a passed on loved one or something from, you know, those early childhood origins. Oh, Leslie, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Oh, sending you good vibes, good healing. You gained an angel. That's how it is. That's what that is. But yeah, the fourth house, it's, you know, you see it's where we come from. It's where we start and what we take forward going through past the same year and month. Yeah, Silver Star, I think that was a huge time of like spiritual, like exhale, you know, people leaving, you know, the body. And, you know, for me, it's like the body is what wears out, not the soul. The soul never wears out. The spirit is eternal. It keeps going and going. But I'm feeling for you, Leslie. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad we can give you some support. I hope we can. Hope we can. So let's get an affirmation here for Capricorn. Yeah. There's so much of that going on for folks. So much of that. More than we think. Hey, Sarah. Oh, good to see you. I told him he's not in pain. He's with me. Yeah, see, that's the power, Leslie. That's the power. Is like when someone shifts from the 3D to the 5D. It's hard for us. Yeah, Amber, transition is beautiful. It is, because it's hard for us because we're still in a physical body, and that's how we relate to somebody. So it makes it tough, you know? But it's not that they're gone. They're even more there. That's what's so funny. It's like their power is even stronger because our real form, our real truth, our real essence is spiritual. So when we leave the body behind, we're actually even more in our power. And our past on loved ones, you know, they can do even more for us and with us from the 5D than we can imagine. Because now they're in their true spiritual essence instead of being, you know, having to filter it through this body. Yeah, yeah. So let's get an affirmation for you, Capricorn. Sorry to kind of go on and on about this, but it's to me, this is very strong energy, and you may be feeling this and going through this for yourselves, for sure, you know, because this fourth house is activated. And to me, it's like it's really the, you know, it's sort of almost like the crystallization or perfection or embodiment, manifestation of a lot of the things that we've all been feeling for the last 3 years. Yeah, coming full circle, really bringing that energy literally home. Oh no, Leslie, not at all, not at all. You'll get me on that. I'm the one that started it. I get on that track because this Saturn cycle in Capricorn is when my dad passed. Yeah. So I mean, this last 3 years is incredible. You know, without him being in the physical body. Wow. I mean, it's like it's but learning the new relationship with him in the spirit has just been amazing, and it's going to continue. It's just going to keep going. I know my dad's here. I know he is. Capricorn, your affirmation is discover your superpower. Woo! Goaty! Access 100% of your mojo. So Capricorn, you're really releasing a lot of these inhibitions, a lot of these things that have been, you know, just really putting you through the gauntlet of lessons, of challenges, of life, you know, just galvanizing you and making you stronger and more resilient and tempering you. And now it's like you are ready. You've got a superpower. It's time to use it. It's time to access. Yeah, I said Super Goat needs a cape. Super Goat. Yeah. That was awesome. That was awesome, Capricorn. I love it. So yes, be fearless. Embody that Leo energy. Be the Empress. Be very creative. Notice the synchronicities. They are going to be popping up like crazy through this Aries Mars time. Just leading you more to your personal path and mission. Aquarius is up. Aquarius is up. Let's get some tuning fork action on this. Let's energize this a little with the Sun and Mars. Let's go. Woo! We had Aquarius come up as in the Scorpio and the Sag reads. So Aquarius, if you got a Scorpio in your life or you got Scorpio in your chart, go watch those Scorpio and Sagittarius readings because you came up in those. Could also point to some points of transformation. Yes. That bell is fire. It literally is fire because it was the Sun and Mars. So those forks are definitely, those are my fiery forks right there. Oh, Amber, I can just hear it now. She's like, Ariel, set the forks on fire. It'll be awesome. Aquarius. All right, guys. So let's see what we've got for you. That is going to put, let's see, that Aries energy will be in your universal third house. Ooh. So Aquarius, you will be, absolutely, this is going to be a couple months and beyond because, you know, Mars will be in Aries until the beginning of the year of 2021. So this is going to be a time where you're really thinking about the way you say things, how you say them, the way you communicate, the way you share information. If you come on too strong at times, you're really seeing the negative result of that. Like if you just, you know, come on too heavy with someone, they're going, ugh. So it's sort of like dialing it back, but not in a way that encumbers who you truly are, because that's definitely the balance that always has to be struck with Aquarius. You know, it's like speak your truth, but make it kind, right? Make it palatable. Because if you just speak your truth and it just comes off as rude or asinine or smartassy or, you know, obnoxious, people aren't going to listen to it and it'll be pointless. So find ways to share your information, share your truth, share your energy and your electricity in a way that doesn't turn off your audience, because you will have it, right? You will have people's ear. People are listening. People are going to be paying attention to you. So let's get a let us get a major arcana card on my Aquarians. Let's see what your personal energy that you're embodying will be for this Mars retrograde. Ooh, yes. We got a tower here, guys. Just like Sagittarius had. So we got that Mars action. So Mars is going to be very important for you. Mars is very important for you. So you will definitely be rethinking the way that you think. If you've thought very negatively or pessimistically in the past, or overly optimistically, it will be changing that quite a bit. I would say that this is going to, especially during the Mars retrograde itself, during September 9th through November 14th, you really will need to think before you speak. Oh my goodness. Because a lot of the ways that you have thought and spoken in the past, if it didn't work out very well, it's going to change. It's going to alter. Spirit's going to intervene. The tower gives us a heads up that the changes are a coming, right? The times are a changing, right? It's going to be shaken. It's going to be altered. And it's going to ultimately make you more truthful for yourself, Aquarius, because to me, the tower action, there's that electricity, and you are a very electric sign. It always clears the way for new action or new growth or new purpose. Saturn will be entering the sign of Aquarius coming into the end of this year. So it's going to get serious for Aquarius. There's going to be a lot of lessons, a lot of challenges that are definitely going to come into your life. So, you know, Capricorns, ask your fellow Capricorn what they've gone through with Saturn in their sign, because they'll tell you. It wasn't easy. You will get through it, but it's going to challenge you. It's going to grow you up. It's going to mature you. It will ultimately make you a stronger, better person. but it will not always be gentle. Not always be gentle. So Aquarius, let's get you a numerology card. Let's get you a keyword and a number on this Mars retrograde here. Oh, forgiveness. So 96 is the number. A 9 is completion. The 6 is our relationships. So there's a lot of forgiveness going on in your relationships. You forgiving other people, them forgiving you, being willing to move on. That's what needs to come down. If there's old grudges, old wounds, old heartaches, old things that just need to be released, this is a time of forgiveness, because that is going to give you so much freedom and closure, and it's going to make your relationships so much better. It's going to make them thrive, Aquarius. So let's get into a zodiac sign for you. Let's see what sign is the most highlighted, or what you're really going to be working with energetically. Pisces. So there it is. Very spiritual, compassionate. Look at that. Forgiving is a key word. Endlessly loving. So it's like you may be really forgiving and, coming back into union with someone because you forgave them, because they forgave you. It's sweet. It's a spiritual process that you're working through. You may be involved with someone that is a Pisces or has Pisces in their chart, somebody that's very loving, somebody that's very forgiving of you, and it encourages you to be forgiving of them. Pisces is also very musical, creative, so that can help you in your journey. But avoid being escapist. Don't avoid the conversations. Don't avoid the things that you need to face, because if you do that, if you avoid it, that tower is going to come at you. Yeah. So absolutely be courageous about facing what's coming. But face it with love. Face it with compassion and soft-heartedness, Aquarius. So let's get into your planet. Let's see what planet is going to be moving and shaking for you during this Mars retrograde. Oh, Vesta is coming up. Vesta is one of our major asteroids, the goddess within your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. Vesta is also similar to Virgo in the sense that it is about purification, realignment, coming back to center. Again, in that same line of forgiveness, it's like letting go of these things, clearing your heart chakra, clearing the consciousness, starting out with a fresh new page in life. Absolutely. So let's get the house card here, Aquarius. What area of life is this energy playing out on over the next 2 months' time? And it's about the first house. So Aquarius, interesting enough, like we said, Saturn moving into that first house for you universally. So what people see and the impression you give becomes very important during this time. What you say has power, so be careful what you say. Think about what you say before you say it. It doesn't mean that you can't be honest and truthful to yourself, but just remember, is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it helpful? There's that saying about before you say something, is it, all those things. Because if it's not, it may be better to just, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna give in to that. Yeah, there's a lot of clearing in here, Aquarius. A lot of forgiveness, a lot of compassion. Coming back to your emotional center. Aww. Let's see what we've got for our affirmation for you guys. Let's see what our Hero's Journey Oracle has for you, Aquarius. There's no place like home. Oh, look at that with the moon in there. Nestle into the sweetness. So, Aquarius, think about what home means for you. Think about what makes you feel good. Who makes you feel good? Who feels like home to you, right? Because sometimes home is very much a state of mind and who we spend our time with. So, this is so beautiful. Yeah, and that first house, Aquarius, this is so much about rebuilding you, becoming more who you're meant to be and who you truly are in the long run. So I love this. All right, guys, we're on about to do our last sign. I can't believe it. Ah, we've already gone through them all. All right, we're into Pisces. Into our Pisces time. Oh yeah, I love you guys talking about V for Vendetta. I love that movie too. Oh my goodness. Hugo Weaving, he's an Aries, and Natalie Portman's a Gemini. It's an interesting dynamic. They have a great energy in that movie. It's so good. The both of those, they're such great actors. I just love them both in that, and the story is so powerful. Yeah, the novel is great too. It's very different in a lot of ways from the movie, but yeah, they're both good. They're both really good. Very strong. Very strong. All right, Pisces. So let's get a little grounding energy for you. Yep. Alright guys, getting ready for our last reading of the night. It's been a blast spending the evening with you. I'm so glad that I jumped on here. It's been super fun. Let's spray a little mist too, since Pisces is watery and misty. Alright, so Pisces. This is going to be an interesting Mars retrograde for you. It is going retrograde in your second house universally of Taurus. So you will definitely feel a reworking, rethinking, revisiting of your personal value system. What really matters to you. What you love, what you don't, what you need, what you don't. You may be doing a lot of simplifying. You may be thinking a lot about your resources, how you make money, needing to save, whatever that manifests as, because that's where Mars will be. And how it reflects to you and your personal growth, right? So that's where all of that comes into play. It's not a bad place. It's not a bad place for it. Not at all. For some of my Pisces, you may be working on, jobs as well, because the second house can be our work by proxy, because it's how we make our money, right? It's how we bring in abundance. It's how we bring in what we need. All right, so Pisces, let's get a major arcana card on this for you. What is your personal energy going to be, personal mission and theme throughout this Mars retrograde? And that is September 9th through November 14th. Look at that. Yeah, some big changes coming up for my Pisces. Look at that with the Death card, transformation, Scorpio energy. Mars goes direct during the time of Scorpio, so that's actually perfect timing for you. But there are things that you're letting go of. There are things that you're purging out. And by proxy, the house that's on the opposite side of that Taurus house for you, where Aries is going to be moving, is the Scorpio house. So this may as well deal with other people's money, other people's resources being in the mix. But there's a lot of timing to this. There's a lot of timing, transformative energy, Pisces, if something is fading away out of your life, don't hang on to it too hard. Just, let it go. Let it go. Phoenix from the ashes. Phoenix from the ashes is what we've got going on for you, Pisces. So let's see what we have in our numerology cards. Let's get a number and a keyword for you. Teaching and learning. So Pisces, you may be very much feeling like you're in that teaching mode or in that learning mode. Number 57. This is very spiritual awareness and journeying. You may be learning about transition. You may be, some of my Pisces, you may be actually losing. I don't like to say losing someone, because I don't feel like you ever truly lose somebody, because when they're in spirit, they're in spirit. They're not lost, they're there. Right? But for some of you, you may be going through that. You may have somebody in your life that's about to transition. For some of you, it's more likely to be about yourself transitioning from one stage of being to another, one part of your life coming full circle, and another about to be reborn. So let's get into a zodiac sign for you. Let's see what sign is going to be the most highlighted for you, what kind of energy you'll be working with. Taurus, so you will be doing a lot of grounding, and that is a great confirmation, because that is the house that Mars will be retrograding for you universally. So connect with nature, connect with your abundant energy, rich, earthy, productive, relaxed, slow it down, because that, Mars going retrograde is going to slow the energy. Take it one day at a time. Enjoy things one day at a time. Taurus is a very sensual sign, Pisces. It's very supportive to you, right? Taurus is very supportive to you, and the Capricorn placements that we have right now are also very supportive. So this next couple months, this is time to really root, ground, center, get stable within yourself, and let things unfold in a very natural way, right? So let's get a planet card. Let's see which planet is acting out for you. What kind of purpose, what direction it's taking with that Taurus energy. And it's Mercury. So look at that. We've got that planet of thought and communication, how we think, write, speak, travel. It's time to really get grounded in what you say and what you think. Pisces, you can be very imaginative, and your thoughts can just go all over the place. They can be very wildly creative, which isn't always a good thing, because sometimes if you don't know what something's, you don't know what's happening, or you haven't heard from someone in a while, you're like thinking the words like, oh, they don't love me anymore, and oh, they don't want me anymore. Don't do that. Taurus Mercury energy is really saying, Pisces, get grounded in your thoughts, get stable, get centered in your thoughts. Don't let them just fly all over the place. Taurus Mercury is also beautiful for writing, for journaling. A lot of our most famous, amazing writers of history have been Taurus people, because they have this really wonderful ability to bring you into their reality. It's like they can describe it in such sensual detail that's like, oh, I feel like I was there, right? So, help people to understand where you're coming from by painting them the full picture and saying, here's where I'm coming from. Here's how I feel. This is where I'm at. They'll understand. They will. They'll understand if you put it to them like that. So let's get a house card for you, Pisces. Let's see where all this is playing out on. What area besides the second house? Spiritually, where is this playing out for you? Look at that, third house. Beautiful. So Mercury and the third house both getting highlighted. So definitely your thoughts, your feelings, your communication is coming to the surface. the potential to learn something, tapping into your local community, taking short trips. The third house is short journeys, short trips, short vacations, not super long ones. But that is coming up. So definitely, Pisces, you will be communicating, you will be talking, you will be thinking. You know, and if you feel like you're more in that Aries retrograde energy, and it's sort of like I'm rethinking, I'm reworking, I'm refocusing my thoughts. You may just be really working through something to get to that place where you're like, you know, what is it that's really important to me, and how do I communicate about that? So let's get a Hero's Journey Oracle card for you as an affirmation. Ooh, make the grade with flying colors. I love this. Remember, you signed up for this. So, Pisces, anything that you feel is difficult, challenging, just remember that your soul contract is ready for this. It can handle it. You are going to pass the test. You will make the grade. You will ascend to that next level. That's very much what's coming up with this Aries energy for you. I like it because, you know, my Venus is in Pisces. I have a lot of Pisces in my chart. So I love, you know, hearing these messages because I feel like this is teaching, learning, letting go of certain things. It feels very positive. It really does. I love it. Um, so let's do one more just for the collective. This is going to be for just the overall, you know, not just a particular sign, but what's the overall message? Like, because there's usually sort of like we each have our individual and then we have sort of a universal. So I'm going to do the same thing just on this universal level, and see what comes out for us as a whole, as a planet, as a species. Right? So, dear spirit, angels, guardians, thank you so much for being with all of us through these readings. Thank you for blessing everyone who has taken part in these and will watch them later as well. I would like to ask what the universal energies will be. What are we all learning and experiencing as a collective during this Mars retrograde, as Mars will be backwards in Aries for September 9th through November 14th, please. Oh, look at that. Lover's card didn't come out for anyone, but it came out for the collective. It's all about love, guys. It's all about connection, communication, being more loving, being more compassionate. Ah, my Venus Pisces heart is beating. I love it. So, you know, like I said, when Mars is retrograde, it behaves a little more like Venus. There's your confirmation right there. It's all about the love connections and connecting to people in a more loving, empathic, sweet nature. Oh my God, not being so aggressive, not being so rough on each other. Oh, and not putting up with people that are rough on us, right? It's like saying, no, just honor your boundary. Use your words, express yourself, right? Because this is our Gemini energy. It's about communication. Oh, so let's get a number. Let's get a keyword for the collective here. Oh, I feel the power of this. I feel like I'm getting the chills all over. I'm getting the goosebumps. I don't even know what to say. Compassion is our keyword for the collective. Look at the 99. That is our completion numbers right there, doubling up on us. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? There it is. Compassion, love, empathy. Oh, gentleness of spirit. Turn it upside down. We got the 6. And the lovers is the 6, right? I love it. This is beautiful. That's this is our message for everybody coming through. All right, so what sign is going to be highlighted here the most for all? What's the best that we're learning from a sign? What sign? What qualities are we all here to get something from and reach to the highest embodiment of that sign? So let's see where we are. What zodiac sign comes to the surface here? Scorpio. Oh my goodness. Our little Scorpio. You also hid this card. The Scorpio card did not come up as a sign focus for any of the individuals. It's come up for the collective. So intense, mastering the emotions, thoughtful, magnetic, charming, secretive, powerful. So this is meant like love and compassion are meant to transform us, on a very deep level. It's not surface level. This goes all the way down to the deeps of the soul. And if you are a Scorpio, this is extra powerful for you. And I know we have some Scorpios in here, so it's very exciting. Let's get into our planet. So what planet? I'm excited too, Leslie. I'm all ramped up now. I am so on about this. All right, so planet. What is our planet? What is our energy that's coming through? What planet's teachings and lessons are we meant to come into with this Mars retrograde? Vesta, and Vesta has been coming up for some of us tonight. So this is interesting because it's not a major planet, it's a major asteroid. The goddess within, your sacred spiritual center, your quiet dignity. It's a little bit reminds me of Virgo energy, right? It's the maiden, right? It's the cleansing, it's the clearing. Um, Beautiful. So it's like, yeah, self-worth. I like that, Amber. Self-worth is a really strong one, right? So it's like, yeah, embracing and understanding the divinity within you, and honoring it, right? So the divine feminine, interesting. A lot of readers, a lot of people, we talk about the divine feminine, right? So Scorpio is a very strong, passionate sign, the lovers, the compassion, and it's like honoring others, but first honoring yourself, giving yourself that sort of like, quality. Look at what's underneath Mars, of course. It's also understanding our fighting energy and our aggression, and where we place that, how we place that, and when we should or shouldn't place that. That's why Mars retrograde, right? Go home, Mars. All right, let's see what we have got. I know. I love my little dragon family. Oh my gosh, you guys are the best. You guys are the best. So let's get a house card. What? The house is the stage upon which all the action happens. So let's see what area of life, what area of experience we are meant to learn all these lessons in love and self-respect and passion. Look at that. The first house. Love yourself first. Oh, guys, love yourself first, and it grows from there. What people see, the impression that you give, who you are, your self identity, the great I am. What am I here to do? What am I here to express? So, this is very much about honoring yourself, loving yourself, respecting your worth and your power because of that Scorpio energy. It's really understanding your personal power and how you use it, but absolutely loving yourself first, because if we don't love ourselves first and it's that know thyself, know yourself, know yourself. Know yourself, love yourself, be compassionate with yourself. change the inner dialogue that you have with yourself when you've made a mistake, when you've messed up, when something hasn't gone the way that you wanted to. Change the dialogue, because we get into, in this society, we have a very negative inner dialogue with ourselves, and that is so huge to try to change that, and change us out of that paradigm. Because, you know, if you're beating up on yourself, guess what you're going to do? The person that gets closest to you, you're going to beat up on them too. How about that? If you're encouraging yourself and you're loving yourself and you're good to yourself, guess what? You're going to be more encouraging and loving and compassionate and forgiving of them too. So, again, put on your own mask before assisting the person next to you with theirs. We can't give to others what we don't have for ourselves. So the more that we have abundant love overflowing for ourselves first, that's a hard one. We're not taught to love ourselves first. We're taught that that's selfish. We're taught that that's all this, but it's not. You know, it's not. There is negative ego. There is negative arrogance. Sure, there's that. Negative pride, unhealthy pride. But healthy self-love, it's where it's at. It's where it's at, guys. So let's get a universal message from the Hero's Journey Oracle for the collective, please. What are we all meant to know and share? Ooh. Look at that. 10,000 angels. So, wow, we're really meant to be connecting to our angels, our guides, our guardians, our ancestors, everyone that's there for our highest good. Calling them in, leaning on the supernatural support, leaning on that circle. That's the major message for the collective coming through. Tune into your spirits, your guardians, your guides, because they're there. They're there for us, and they want to help. They want to help, but they honor our free will. They honor our free will, so we have to ask, you know? Summon those 10,000 angels, everybody. Bring them in. Yes, because to me, when you do that, you never feel alone. And they love us unconditionally. This is going to help us with that unconditional love for ourselves, because they love us unconditionally. They're always there for us. Yes. This was beautiful, guys. I absolutely loved spending time with you and your energy. It's hard for me to break away. It is. It's hard to break away from it because it just feels so good. Oh, man. What a powerful read. What a powerful evening. I'm actually looking forward to Mars retrograde now. Yeah, that I liked that. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Silver Star. She asked her guides, what's the big problem? And they said, her problem is we don't ask enough, right? So ask more. Ask your spirits, angels, and guides and guardians more. Every day, every moment sometimes. I have days like that where it's like, I just wake up and I'm like, you guys, I'm going to need your help today. Every moment, getting through it. All right, my darlings. I love you guys so much. I look forward to my live streams with you, and we'll be back again real soon. Join us for Fire Dragon Friday. That's coming up next Friday. I will be definitely live streaming on that day, if not sooner, where I will be giving away a beautiful aventurine bracelet. Oh, Eric, thank you for being here. There he is, my Gemini popping up. There you are. Yeah, so we will be doing that on Friday. Hey, Tiffany, I'm sorry. We are already finished, but go back and watch it. These were great reads. These were really, really good. Very good energy in the chat. Oh, so name Amber, every time you tell me to add your name, you go up on the numbers. She started with put my name in twice. Then it was put my name in 3. Now she's saying put my name in 5 times. Oh my goodness. Amber, behave. Jacqueline, come get your scorpion. Come get Amber. Scorpion, clean up on aisle 5. But yes, we will definitely be on for Friday. Every Friday starting at 12 Eastern Standard Time is always our live Fire Dragon Fridays where we do live love and romance readings for all these signs. So that's going to be super, super fun always. We have a great time busting up in the chat about the relationship life. Leo Venus is starting tomorrow, so if I have the energy, I might do a live stream tomorrow. But if not, I will just be doing my regular recordings and posting for each sign. A little bit deeper love reads about what's coming up for Venus and Leo time. Yeah, because I love my lions. I love my lions. They need more love, and they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. Oh, we missed you, Tiffany, but we know. Oh, yeah, Jacqueline, you're right. Yeah, Leo King gonna be hot. Y'all are too much. Y'all are too much. Oh, my goodness. All right, my darlings. I love you guys. You all are the best. As long as he doesn't talk, it's all good. Be safe, be protected. Look forward to seeing you again. Every one of you is so valuable and vital to this channel. So guys, big love. Big dragon love, big dragon fire. And yeah, if you can't handle the heat, don't tickle a dragon. All right, y'all. Much love. I'll see y'all soon. Take care. Good night.